Hey, you guys. So far, we got a connection. I got the Wi-Fi password, and Miss Saida Garrett's in the house so far. I got a picture with her. Again, I'll send it to you. And all the stars are here.
Well,
Real quick, let's get them before the night starts. You know him from Hill, LA.
what's going on?
CEO, Mr. John Muto in the house.
What's going on?
Give us a little popcorn night update.
King of Popcorn update. A lot of new activations. A couple rooms opening up. One of the rooms is, it's not a spoiler, but we'll open up where Jafar's been practicing, where the two chandeliers are. So there'll be a full activation there. Gift bags are going to be better too. Try to steal some Neverland items, just to, when I say steal, copy and paste over
Right.
logos.
Tickets still available?
Tickets still available.
On the
yes.
website?
Yep.
Okay.
Link in the bio, all that good stuff. June is This Is It, and then August will be the greatest night in pop. But I think there's going to be a lot of small details and a lot of obviously big details that you guys will see. Maybe there'll be a little FOMO action when you guys see pictures and videos of June, which hopefully that'll make you guys come out to August. But
August 31st, right? Is the August
31st.
Okay.
June 21st is Saturday. August 31st is on a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
I was just telling Ronnie that, but yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be, Prince and I are always trying to find ways to make Havenhurst even special. That's why we took it down to 4 to 2. But we're always thinking about different ways of which events we can do at Havenhurst. So if you guys have any ideas, always feel free to email them to me. Ron, I don't know if you've seen this. This is the Havenhurst hat.
Oh.
So we'll sell these with the shirts as well. So that'll be new to it. And then
Can you get those online or only at the event?
they're going to be both.
Both?
They're going to be both, but for sure in person first.
Okay. Wow.
And we're redoing our website too, non-related King of Popcorn stuff, but that should be live. That's when our merch store will be finally open, so you can buy the hoodie, the shirt,
Beautiful.
the LA hat, the Havenhurst hat.
A lot of exciting
stuff.
things going
Little
on.
by little, inch by inch, but we're getting there.
I need that hat. Give us, what's the website? Or wait, not yet on the website.
For sure at the King of Popcorn.
For sure,
For sure the King of Popcorn. So if you have a friend going, tell him or her to get you one size fit all. And then shirts, think of it as like a Disneyland shirt. It'll be nice and big in the front. It's pretty much this logo on a big old black shirt. So I think that's something that we're doing, or not that I know we're doing, but something that we're thinking about doing is when you think about Havenhurst, I think about Louis the Llama and obviously Bubbles. We want to do a shirt with Michael and Louis the Llama for this one. Gonna have to get the estate to approve the shirt, obviously, with Michael's face on it, but I think we're in good shape for that. So I think that'll be a limited series too. So, and then also we're doing mystery bags at King of Popcorn. So you have the option of getting a King of Popcorn shirt, 4 different versions from last year, and then this is Thriller shirt, and there's something else. But we're doing mystery bags, 1 bag for $10 and 3 bags are for $25. You don't know what shirt or what size, but it's the fun part of getting a shirt.
I got to show you one message from a special guy.
Big Al.
Read his comment.
I have the S hat to trade. Oh, okay, yes.
So the Neverland.
Yes. I saw Big Al at the Jackson concert, and I loved his hat. So yes, well, Big Al, we'll do the trade for sure. Kind of like how NBA players do the jersey swaps.
And of course, we were talking about Neverland, and of course, you can't do Neverland without Big Al. I mean, he was. So all right. Thank you, John.
No, thank
Show's
you,
about to start. Let me try to get Saida without putting the camera on her. Let's see. Right there. So I went over to say hello. I got another photo. Our flowers are here for Mrs. Jackson. I haven't seen her yet. Well, all right, here. I don't want to mess them up. I haven't seen her yet. Latoya's going to be sitting right there, so I'm going to kind of have to. I got that guy's head, but we're going to kind of have to like angle it a little, like right there, or I could go right there. Either way. All right. So yeah, so far the reception good. I'll try to stay on as long as I can. If not, I got the backup phone here. I'll take it and we'll show it tomorrow. Gloria took some pictures of me with Saida. I'll have her send it to me. What else? Anybody have anything? Night 2, an evening with Latoya. It's a pretty big crowd again. Let me kind of go like that. All right. What else? Hold on. I'm big enough. My head's big enough. So, yeah. Last night was great. Tonight will be great. I don't know where Mr. Jackson is. I'm hoping, I'm hoping we get to see her. And tonight I'm going to show her. I'm going to show Latoya the bubble statue. Last night, for those that.
On Facebook or YouTube?
YouTube Live. Happy Michael Jackson Day. Yeah, they blocked me. I'm suspended on Facebook for playing Michael's music. Sony, work on that, will you, John? Here's a little. But here's the one. Here's the one where she was looking at Bubbles. She was going, "Oh my God, I love him," and we always have that kind of connection, the Bubbles connection. Latoya was the first one to film him down there. So I clearly, I'm like looking at her, but I'm thinking of Bubbles, and yeah. So I don't know who else is here, but it's Saturday night, so the VIP line, there's merchandise. I'll show you guys at the end. For those in Europe just waking up, it's 5 in the morning. What better way? Sunday morning. Catch an evening with Latoya. It's going to be right there. If that guy stays like that, I could kind of go right there. Or I could... He's just a little too far over. I kind of have a good seat in the center, but like, unless they switch seats. Actually, really, it would be better if she was there. I'd have a perfect shot, but unfortunately, she's like there. But all right, we'll adapt. I got the Wi-Fi password, so that's good. Actually, I met a nice guy here who invited me to sit with him at his table. So we thank him for that. Hang on, I'm gonna add. Hang on one second, you guys.
Hey guys.
I don't know. Gloria said. Hang on one second. Hang on one second, you guys. Okay. All right. So for those just tuning in, it's the second night and evening with Latoya. Last night was amazing. Tonight should be equally as amazing. And of course, Mr. Jackson, Saeed is already here. John Muto from Hikil LA is here, talking about a bunch of stuff. So it's a nice night. Waiting on Latoya to come out. There was a comedian last night that about 15 minutes. I'm not sure if he's going to be here tonight. So it looks like we have reception. So we should be good. Should be starting any minute. We're at the Catalina Jazz Club in LA, an evening with Latoya Jackson, night 2. It's called the Catalina. Yeah, right here, Big L. Oh no. What did I do? Wait a minute. I don't even know what I did. I hit a button. It's on Sunset Boulevard in LA, 6700 block. Really nice place. The Jazz Club, they have a lot of acts here. You have to order 2 items off the menu, and looks like a couple hundred people, I would guess. I think they had that last time, so she should be coming out any second. They sent you a little thing if you want to ask a question. So of course I put, can you tell a story of Bubbles? So hopefully she didn't talk about Bubbles last night with the group. So maybe tonight she will. It's really fascinating. She's so sincere. She's so honest. She has that Jackson smile. I love her laugh. It's honest, and she's a good person. It's Michael's sister. She loves Mrs. Jackson. She talks highly of her mother. Mrs. Jackson's here somewhere. We have the flowers.
Ron, it's 2 food items, right?
2 items, or drink.
But
So I don't think so. You could try. Already in enough hot trouble with management. I think maybe. No, I'm just kidding. Not too bad. Well, all right. If you could, I don't think we're going to be able to. Thank you, John. Your love and guidance created a legacy that transcends music. It's a legacy of unity, joy, and boundless creativity. Through your strength and devotion, you gifted the world not just the Jackson family's incredible talent, but also... Come on, Ron. Oh, hold on. Actually, here. Also an enduring example of resilience and grace. Thank you for sharing your precious family with us. Their light continues to shine because of the foundation you built with love and gratitude from Jackson family fans around the world. We love you more. So that's from Mrs. Jackson. Hang on 1 second. I got to put this down for a minute. Okay, John, thank you. Okay, you guys.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and gentlemen. Welcome to Catalina Jazz Club in the heart of Hollywood, California. This year we celebrate 38 years of bringing you the best of jazz, blues, R&B, Broadway, and more. Before we start tonight's show, we ask that you
I'm going to take a backup.
Any other noise-making devices. Also, we'd like to remind you that there is no flash photography at this performance. Please enjoy the show.
Okay, I'm gonna take it on the backup phone just in case.
Ladies and gentlemen, put
There
your
we go.
hands together. How's the pillow Saturday night? Okay, come on, Los Angeles. How's the pillow Saturday night? Let's keep that energy going. He's got an incredible opener for you tonight. Now, he was a finalist on America's Got Talent. Please welcome to the stage comedian Mike E. Winfield.
Keep it going for me, everyone. Keep it going for me, everyone. Let's get it on. Welcome, everyone, to the Catalina Jazz Club. How we feeling tonight? Hey, this is a special evening. Latoya Jackson's in the house. Make some noise. What a beautiful event, man. Some good-looking people here. I'm feeling amazing, and this is great energy. This is good. Everyone's looking good, and I'm glad we get to do this. Doesn't it feel good? We need something new in our lives. We need entertainment, you know? This is fun. This is what it feels like. Just so we're clear, you guys, I'm a comedian. I was on America's Got Talent. I want to make that clear so you know what you're seeing right now. So I just want that out there. Just so it's clear, you know? Because I feel a lot of you staring at me, and I get it. It's weird seeing a microphone holding a microphone. I understand. If you didn't get that one, leave now, okay? Tonight's gonna be too difficult for you. You should move on. And I think as the opening act, as you know, I'm just warming up for a few minutes. I think it's important maybe to share a couple details about myself. I think that would help, you know? I'm married to an older woman. That's my thing. That's my jam. I like older moms. Yeah, it's incredible. I have a stepson. Me and him were like the same age. I call him Step Man. He drove me here. Step Man's a great guy, you know. Bit of a drinker, you know, I'd say. He's been drinking a bunch, you know. We found out he was getting drunk around the corner at some party, some underage party. So my wife and I were discussing how to handle it. I'm like, I don't know what to do. She's like, go get him. I drive around the corner to pick him up. I came home 3 hours later. She said, Michael, you been drinking? I'm like, we got all the same friends. Everybody was there. He's still there. I'm gonna go get him again. Marriage is exciting. You learn a lot along the way. You know, I'm a bit of a romantic. I go for it, you know? I believe in it, you know, you gotta keep the spark alive, you know? I just found out something new that I had no idea. I didn't know that women's underwear was so expensive. I went to one of those stores, you know, to purchase some of the stuff, and one bra was $85. I had no idea, one bra, the woman at the counter, she confirmed it. One bra, $85, so I was like, what does it do? You better light up or play music or something. $85, does it have Bluetooth? $85, I better grab her boob, and it goes, Mike. And she's like, sorry, sir, it doesn't play music. I'm like, where's your manager? So I left, and I went to a place called J.C. Penney. I don't know if you've heard of this place. $8 for the bra and the pants. It came on the same hanger, but it was beige. Why do they make beige drawers? That's the unsexiest underwear color ever invented. If you're on a date right now and she has on beige drawers, this is the end of the night. And she knew it before you guys left too. She's like, I'm throwing the beige, because nothing's happening tonight. And why did the beige ones go so high? She could rob a bank of those. We did have a child together, man. Our child is great, you know. It was fun. Having a baby was new to me, 7 pounds, 11 ounces. It's things you learn. They don't tell new parents everything. I didn't know if you don't have a car seat, they won't let you take your baby home from the hospital. So he's still there. They said he's getting big. It's like layaway, yeah. As a joke, we walked him home. I I got a lot of buddies that don't date women with kids, you know? I love stepman, but I got friends that don't date women with kids. Let me tell you, it changed my life. I never thought I could have such a deep love for this child. Support check. Every other Thursday, me and stepman wait outside by the mailbox. That's how we hang out, you know? We bond, we spend a child support check. It's not a lot of money, but it allows us time together. My close friends, they don't even know, they just know the stuff. They're like, where you get that vest? I'm like, my baby daddy. You need to get you one. You learn, man. It's love, man, you know? My wife supports me. She's not a fan of all my jokes, but she supported me. She didn't always like the jokes about her, she told me. She's like, why is it when you write jokes about me, they're negative? I'm like, you're absolutely right, you need to change. I know, that's not a good one, that's not But it's tough to support someone's passion. She supported my passion. There's a lot of artists in this room. I know who's in this room. Supporting someone's passion is not an easy thing, so I get it. And she's endured, you know? She would pick me against it, but that's part of it, you know? And I've dealt with it. She's like, you love comedy more than me. I'm like, what are you talking about? If me and comedy were hanging from a cliff, who would you save? Like, you stop it. I love you. This is my job. This is what I do. You know how much material I would get if you fell off a cliff? That's 60 raining minutes right there. That's a comedy special that comes with a title, Cliffhanger. It's already... I did America's Got Talent, so I'm touring a bunch more, and her concern has risen. She's, you know, throwing out things that are new to me. It's even shocking things. She's worried I'm gonna get a woman pregnant on the road, which is insane. A woman pregnant on the road, I told her I love you. That is something you would never have to worry about. I don't even want to be with women who can still get pregnant. Is this thing on? Oh, this is great. I like it. I bought my wife a house. The house is incredible. Live in the valley. Just got a new neighbor across the street. Our new neighbor's in the adult film industry. It's only weird because I'm married and I gotta act like I don't recognize her. I know her well. Actually, I've known her longer than I've known my wife. We met her very sweet. She was so kind, she introduced herself. She's like, I moved into the blue house. I wanted to introduce. I know you. I'm a fan of your work. That's what she says. I'm a fan of your work. I was like, it's funny you would say that. Y'all should have gave that one more. That deserved more. That's it. I know it's funny, man. I know I'm up here looking like the missing member of the Jackson 5 up here. All is incredible. You live and you learn. Isn't that what we do? You figure out life as you go and figure it out and you're successful, you know? I've been honored to tour. Can I move this? I didn't even mention, my wife got it from me. She said it was vagina return. It works.
Thank you.
No woman's ever been like, nah, I want the one with the fanny pack. What does she think is happening at these shows? She thinks I come to these shows, it's just this whole line of whores just waiting for me. That's so silly. You women here tonight, you're not whores. Right? Because there's a meet and greet after the show. Thank you to the 6 people. The 6 of you that are rocking with me right now. No, I was honored. I toured for the military. I was in Korea. That was my first experience. Traveling to Korea for the armed forces. If you have any friends or relatives, send a letter, write a letter. I'm excited. I've never been to Korea. I think my favorite part was flying Korean Airlines. So I got to put everyone's back in the overhead bin. We actually had a black pilot when we flew to Korea. It threw me off. A black pilot. I looked right at him. I was like, we really going to Korea. He was like, I I don't know. Then we both started laughing. But I don't know why he was laughing. I was laughing because I was uncomfortable. So I just went back to my seat. The flight was 12 hours. It took us 13 because he got pulled over. Let it out, people! Let it out! I walked to the pilot when the flight lands, and I'm like, hey, remember when I got on and we shared that laugh? What was funny to you? He's like, I'm sorry, I hope I didn't offend you. The truth is, I'm a fan. The fence is down. I'm like, oh man, you know me? He's like, do I know you? Know you? No. I love your music. I was in Korea for 2 weeks and I was famous and I didn't even know who I was. Thank you all. My name is Mikey Winfield. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the show, everyone.
Yeah, he was from America's Got Talent. He said Mike Winfield. I think he said his name. All right, time for the main event. Saida is. Wait, I can't see her from there. I can't see her from there. I'm hitting buttons. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, Bets. It's different on YouTube. Yeah, I know. Look. So far, here's the highlight. Yeah, we're on YouTube, you guys. I'm still suspended on Facebook. I tried going live, still no good. So this is as good as we can do. I'll recap it tomorrow. I don't know if the picture's good. I'm gonna film it on my other phone too, just in case.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
here we go.
welcome to the stage our host and interviewer today, Dan Gore.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for being here this evening. I want to, before we get started, I want to just do a couple of shout-outs. First of all, I want to thank Catalina for bringing us here to the Catalina Jazz Fest here at home. Thank you, Catalina. Of course, Chris Isaacson presents. Thank you, Chris. Of course, other people that worked on this, we have Pamela Sharp, who's the publicist for the club here. So thank you, Pamela. She's not with us tonight, but thank you, Pamela. And then Juliet, who works for Latoya, the family. Thank you, Juliet, for promoting us. And of course, Tom Besser, all the way from Germany. He's working virtually. He's Latoya's manager, and we thank Tom for arranging this evening. So thank you all. Round of applause for them. Thank you. It's very surreal for me. I had an opportunity to interview Latoya at my club in Palm Springs in November, and I fell in love with this woman. She's such a remarkable lady, as you all know. That's why you're here, correct? and I got out spending time with her. We spent actually a very long time in traffic. And I decided to leave LA at 2 o'clock, and it took us 5 hours to get to Palm Springs. So we became very close, and I fell in love with her. And I realized that someone that I read about and learned about, the family, that she really was just like one of us. She was just another human being, really, except that she had a different journey. And we're going to take a look at that journey.
All the way to the ground.
How are you?
Well, thank you. How are you? Well, first of all, how are you guys? Thank you all so much for coming out to see me. I just really and truly enjoy you. I had so much fun last night. And I know we're going to have a ball tonight as well.
What fascinates me about you, Latoya, is that as we become friends, you're just a normal. you're just a normal human being with such a big heart, and of course, me being a fan and learning about your family and yourself, I often wonder what was it like as a little girl when the famous family was not famous? They were unknown. What was it like? What are your fondest memories of that?
That's very interesting when you say when they were unknown. All my life, I've always known my brothers to be known. They were always somebody or something. And it's very interesting that growing up as a little girl, my father was always rehearsing them. And to me, that was something that was different, that was very special, and something that I just held on to, saying, gosh, this is very interesting. And it was for me because I wasn't kind of used to that, but you get used to it after a while. Yeah, it's very different.
And did you go into school? Were you a girl that enjoyed school?
Did I enjoy school? Dan, what a question. Great question.
Did you enjoy going to school? Did you have any...
Truthfully, I was excruciatingly shy. Actually, there's something that you guys probably don't know. I was so happy when I got my report card in first grade. It was the first grade, and back then we got S's. And I got all S's, and I was so proud, and I was skipping home and to show my father my report card. And the teacher said, we're going to leave her behind. She's not going to pass the grade. And I didn't pass the grade. And simply because she says she never speaks in school. She never talks. She hasn't said one word at all. So that's how shy I was. I was so excruciatingly shy, they held me back.
And the rest of your brothers and sisters in school, were they protective of you?
Yes, of course. Brothers are always, aren't they? Especially my brother Jermaine. They were always protective of anything. And Jermaine was so, he likes you, he's never get next to you. And he would protect me with everybody. And he would tell me all these guys that like me, which I could care less, and I didn't know at the same time. But he was protecting me, which I thought was very kind and very sweet, and I love him to this day for that.
And in your neighborhood, you were a very large family. Were there other families with the same amount of family members that you guys hung around with or played with?
Truthfully, I don't recall. I think we were the largest. We were the largest, actually, guys. Sorry, but my mother was busy, I guess.
Let's take a look at the slide and let's break down the family Jackson for us, okay?
Sure.
From the oldest to the youngest.
So, the firstborn is my sister Rebbie. She's the firstborn, and after Rebbie comes Jackie. And my brother Jackie's second, and then there's Tito. Yes, who's no longer with us, guys, and my heart just goes for that. And then of course Jermaine after that, and then me. And I'm the middle child, and I'm the middle both ways with the sisters and the entire family actually. And then after that, there's Marlon, and then there's my brother Michael. And then of course after that there's Randy, and then there's Jan.
Out of those siblings and out of your family members, were there anyone that you were closest to? Any confidants that you would talk to?
Truthfully, my closest confidant and the person that I adore, you have no idea, it means the world to me, the absolute world. And we did everything together. It's my mother. My mother, I love her so much. You guys, you have no idea. My mother and I I were so close. We were just like this. And my brothers, I used to get so embarrassed and so shy because they would always go, there goes Mother in her shadow. And we were traveling down the street and they would see us and I was the shadow because I was everywhere. Mother and I did everything together. She would call me in the morning and go, honey, what are we going to do this morning? I go, I don't know, Mother, what would you like to do? So we would do whatever we wanted and whatever we felt was good. But I think my mother's here tonight. I'm not so sure. I put it in the back. Is she here? Guys, I can't see you because of the lights. She's here. Hi, Latoya, I love you. I don't see her, but... I'm so fortunate to have a mother like my mother. She instilled so much in us, and so much love, and so much kindness to share with the world. When you guys, when you see my brother Mike, and when you knew him, of his love and his kindness, it came from that lady. She's just perfect. When I say perfect in every way, I told Mother this morning, I said, Mother, thank you so much for being my mother. And she started crying. Mother started crying. She goes, oh, honey. Oh. And she's just, Mother is so sensitive and so loving and so caring. And my father used to always say, Kate, these kids have too much of you in them. They need more of you. He wanted us to be tough and rough, but I guess Mother's, her genes or whatever just wore off on us. There are times I do, Mother, I'm sorry to say this, but I wish I was stronger. And I'm getting stronger each day, but yes, of course, my father wanted us to be strong like him, but I guess we took after this kindness that exudes from her every single day. And all the grandchildren are the same way, which is amazing. It's funny how the bloodline goes.
She's still here.
I must say, thank you so much, but I must also say my mother was 95 years old on May 4th.
Latoya, do you recall as a young girl, what did you enjoy doing in your pastime? Do you have a favorite game, a favorite sport? Anything you enjoyed doing
Oh,
as a young girl?
how young were we speaking?
As far back as your memory can go, maybe preteens. You used to play with Barbie dolls.
I did. I had a Barbie doll collection, and I was a girly girl. And my sister Jan was not. She was a tomboy. We were the antithesis of each other. No, we truly were. She would climb trees, and I was like, Jan, I don't do that. I don't. And I didn't. That wasn't me. And Jan was like, oh, come on. And she would just, and actually she had a nickname Squirrel because she was so quick up the trees. However, speaking back to Barbie dolls, I had a collection and I loved them. And my brother Tito was so sweet and so kind. He would make little dresses and clothes for my Barbie doll when I was growing up. And I go, Tito, you make this for me? He goes, yes. And he would show me the others. And I go, this is so sweet. He was so good with his hands. And he was also good with his trucks and putting things together. And I just loved it. I just felt kind of special because he would do that for me. Yeah.
When did the musical part of the family begin? Like when you were playing with Barbies, did you see or hear any music playing from your other siblings at the time or your father?
The musical part began at a very, very young age. And I will say that because my father was busy working constantly. And while he was at work, my mother entertained us. And she would sing country western songs to us. And we would all make harmony to these songs that my mother would sing with us. And that's how everything actually began. My mother actually began singing with us and telling my father at one day, she said, Joe, you know your kids have talent, don't you? And he goes, okay, my kids have talent. And she said, Joe, your kids have talent. And at one point, Tito was playing the guitar, which my father was in a group called the Balkans. And my father played the guitar, and he was very, very good at it. And my brother Tito was good at it as well. And he broke one of my father's strings, guitar strings, playing the guitar. My father wanted to know who played my guitar and who broke the string. And of course, my mother said, Joe, the kids are talented. And he threw the guitar at Tito and said, play something. And Tito started playing the blues. And my father couldn't believe it. He was just playing it, just it was so great, and my father was shocked. But from that point onward, he took a keen interest in the brothers and the family, and he rehearsed them every single day, until they became perfect. He wanted perfection out of them. He wanted to draw the best out of them, and he did. And it got to the point where my mother says, Joe, you're working the kids too hard. And he goes, Kate, if they're going to do this, they're going to be the best at it. And this is what happened.
Through your young girl's eyes and you saw them rehearsing, did you think they had a special talent at that time? Or were you like, oh, those are just my brothers?
It's funny. when you say this, no, truthfully, because I was so used to it. I just looked at it, they're just my brothers, nothing special. And that's how I looked at them. I didn't see anything great or special, because when you see something every day, doing it repeatedly, it's just like that's routine. Of course, the girls were different. My father kept the girls at a distance. He felt that we should be in the kitchen. That old school when people did things like that. And but the brothers were the ones that were just singing, and they were just, now that I look back on it, they were extremely talented. I didn't see it then, I just saw them as siblings.
At that time when you watched them, did you have any, like a 1%, 5%, any sort of interest in music at that time or performance when you saw them rehearsing?
Absolutely not. I wanted nothing to do with it. The way I saw them rehearsing, the way I saw my father rehearsing them, and I said to myself, I don't wish to have any part of this. I'm content with where I am. Remember, guys, I was excruciatingly shy, so I would hide behind anything. And one of my brothers, Mike, would say to me all the time, he would tease me, and because I was so shy, and he would say, little girl, what's your name? Because people would say that, and I would just go, oh, and I would just bundle up, and I couldn't even say my name. That's how shy I was, but I evolved.
We're glad you all, for sure. 100%. When did they actually, I assume your father, when did he actually approach the girls about being part of the performance?
My father, when we did a show, my father wanted the girls to have a group together, 3 girls. And you're so cute, you keep laughing. You are, you're happy to be here. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here for me. Thank you. No, he wanted the girls to sing in a group, and the 3 of us, myself and Ruby and Jen, of course, and this is what his dream was. Of course, I didn't want to have anything to do with showbiz whatsoever. I wanted nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, I wanted to go to law school, and I went to law school for college because I wanted to do the contracts for my brothers. And my father told me, no, you're going to sing just like the rest of the family. And what my father said at that time, it goes, whatever he said, you do. And I did. I said, okay, Joseph, I'll do it. And I did. And I did. And it's funny because once you begin to do this, you begin to love it. And I didn't realize that I had such a love for it because I was so against it. It was just, it wasn't me. I was too shy for it. Yeah, that's it.
Do you recall the first time, your first performance that the girls did with the brothers?
I do. I'm in Las Vegas, and it's called the Grand MGM now, I think it is. And I came out tap dancing and singing. my brothers, and that's what we did, and we would do little skits together, and it was a lovely show, a wonderful show. I enjoyed it immensely. You have absolutely no idea. It was a joy in my life.
And from that show, from the family show that MGM Grand, it eventually led to a TV series of some sort, correct?
Yes.
Variety Hour?
Which came first, the TV or that? But yes, we did. We did a Variety Hour, a television show, yes, of course. It was just absolutely wonderful. Doing things with your family is so rewarding and so comforting. And it's just everybody, there's that chemistry that you automatically just love each other and doing things together, which I enjoy.
The best part was you performing with your family, working with your family. What was the next best part that you enjoyed as a performer in this situation, in this TV series? The acting, dancing?
I think it was a combination of everything, to be quite frank with you. It was a combination of everything because once you're doing your dance routine, everybody is doing it together, everybody's learning it together, and you're laughing at the ones who can't do the moves properly and on time, and then of course you get it after a while, and all those things those are little things that you don't really pay attention to, but as you get older, you say, that was so much fun, I miss that, and I do.
And through the TV show, you met just dozens of celebrities. Do you have a special one through the TV series that stands out that you recall meeting or doing a skit with, performing with?
Geez, there were so many. There was Betty White, which was great, doing things with her, and I don't know if you guys remember Betty White, but and then there was Cher, of course, and everybody was Cher, who doesn't? So yeah, there were so many people, and it was so wonderful meeting these people and doing skits and scenes with them. And you get to know them, and you get to know their personality because you're working constantly perfecting your craft and you're doing the skits with them. So it was just a time that I wish we could bring those times back today.
Did you think at that time as a young Latoya, did you think meeting these celebrities and doing all this show business stuff, that was a normal part of people's lives? Or were you aware at that time, oh, we're a special family, this is something very unique for us?
I never looked at it as being a special family because my parents taught us at a very young age that this is your job, this is what you do. Other people have their jobs. You're no different than the other, and don't think that you're special because you're not. And that's great to instill that in kids at that age because the kids today are very pompous and they are. So, don't make me laugh. No, I didn't think that we were special or anything like that. It was just a part of our job. And what was your question? I forgot.
Exactly that. If you thought you were a normal family like everyone did, is the reason I was going to lead you to the Osmond family. So did you guys ever, because I think there's some comparison sometimes, because they were a family, they were performing together as well. Did the Jacksons ever meet the Osmonds?
Did the Jacksons ever meet the Osmonds? Of course, were you kidding? The Osmonds and the Jacksons, we were friends. As a matter of fact, my mother's birthday was May 4th, and so was Mrs. Osmond. They shared the same birthday. So it was so wonderful. They had all these kids, of course. They were married as well, the Osmonds. But no, we did so many things together, Donnie, and he was always over the house. And it was just wonderful. Marie and I are still friends to this day. Yeah.
That would just make it so much more normal, right? Being a whole other family that you're singing, dance, the same. That's why I brought up the audience. I thought that was so unique that you guys had that friendship.
Yes, it was such a closeness, and when you look at it was parallel. When they did One Bad Apple, that sounded like my brother's. Of course, I was like, Jesus, sounds like my brother's, which of course it did. It was so, but it was so wonderful to see that a song was emulated from what my brothers had done.
And your family had a lot of celebrity friends. Do you have any particular friend that stood out a lot that you had met in your memory?
But I had many friends.
I know you and Bob both share the same birthday, so.
Yeah, Bob Hope and I both, yes, we share the same birthday, May 29th, and Bob was always, I have to, you guys see, we have Instagram and all these things, but back then, Bob, who's no longer with us, of course, but Bob would always send me a birthday card, every single birthday, and always say, I'm thinking of you. Because I did a lot of his tours with him, I did a lot of his specials with him, and we served the Army. And we just wanted to make the guys feel proud and use their morale. So we did the golf war, we did, and we did so many things in Europe. And just to boost their morale and make them feel good. But not only the guys, there were girls there as well. And I was just so surprised when I went to the Middle East to do this. And all the guys, and I recall sitting there, and all these soldiers, these robust men, and they all had their heads in my lap. And they were, our soldiers are great, let's get that straight first. But they were just crying and saying, they were fearful, I have to be honest, because they didn't know what was next. There were bombs and there were everything, and we would have to cover and hide and run under everything underground. And they said, this is what we go through every day. And they were saying, they were crying because they were saying that you're going home, but we're going to be here. And we were fighting for our country. And that's why to this day, when I see that our country is not standing up for these soldiers that fought for us to save our lives, and then they don't protect them, that really disturbs me to this day.
When you were on this USO tour with Bob, were you performing solo, or was it several family members that went over?
No, it was just me, but there was Rosemary Clooney. I don't know if you know her. It's so funny because Rosemary would always say to me, she goes, I want to match you with my nephew. I go, who's your nephew? And she said, George Clooney. And she goes, you guys would make the perfect couple. And because we became so close, Rosemary and I go, Rose, I'm just not interested in guys. I wasn't interested in girls at the time, but what I'm saying that I was just into what I was doing, basically. But she kept trying, and she would call George, and it was so funny, and she just, no matter, then we left there, and we went to London, and then we did the White House, and we went there, and she was like, I'm going to call George. I go, why are you so keen on calling George? But she made that call, it's like, hi. I didn't know what to say. I was shocked.
When did the solo career begin? Do you recall at one point that someone said, okay, we're going to take you, Latoya, we're going to package you, we're going to turn you into a superstar?
When did that begin? You know what, I don't know. It was basically my father who said, you're going to sing and dance like everybody else in the family. And I didn't want to, but he did it, and I loved it ever since then. I said, well, this is great. I was missing out on this. Yeah.
When you really did Heart Don't Lie, recording that track, do you recall anything special when you're recording Heart Don't Lie?
Recording Heart Don't Lie.
Besides it being a duet.
Yeah, with Howard Hewitt. Yes, of course. Howard's an incredible singer, by the way. Yes, I do recall, because when I did Heart Don't Lie, it was in a studio in Hollywood. It was called SIR, I believe it was. And it was so hot in that studio, because it was in the summertime, and it was so hot, and I recall the makeup artist putting ice packs on my wrist, because it was excruciatingly hot. However, what stands out the most about that is that my mother was there, my father was there, and my grandfather was there, my father's father was there, and all this generation, and we're just sitting there, and it was like, this is so wonderful. Because I was happy. When family is around, you get so happy, you feel so warm and so welcome. And that stands out with me for Heart Don't Lie.
We're going to take a look at the video. Sounds good? Heart Don't Lie.
Inside.
Out of this video, that's great. Out of this video, what stands out in my head constantly is how did this headband come into play that you made so famous?
How did the headband come into play? That's very interesting because.
I was hoping you were going to wear one tonight.
Sorry?
I was hoping you were going to wear one tonight. But
I did. However, I will say to you that I always like to play around with things and design things, and that was just something that I enjoy doing and that I love doing, and that's kind of how that came about. But what a lot of people, they don't know is that I love designing. And interestingly, I had art and a love for British history, and I would all the time. I would look at the British history, and I would look at the soldiers and the way they dressed, and the prints of London, the entire bit. And I went to my brother Mike, and I said, Michael, I think you need to start dressing like this, because he was always in jeans and loafers. And I said, you need to start dressing like this. But I said, we're going to put a spin on it. You're going to do this, but you're going to do it with bugle beads. And we're going to add more to it, epaulets, and make it look really great and incredible. And he says, you think so? And I said, I know so. You're going to look great in it. And so we did it, and he loved it. And a guy named Bill started designing it. And I said, if you need to do this, you need to do that. But people don't know this today, that the clothes that you saw that he was wearing, that came from me showing him, this is what you need to wear. This is going to be your look from now on. And he loved it. He loved it, and he lived with it, and he stayed with it. And interesting enough, that someone that I was working for many years, Mike asked for his card, he gave him the card, and Mike said, my sister, Latoya, designed this, didn't she? And he says, yes, how do you know? He says, because this is all her. She did this for me. Look at the crest in my car. She did this is all her. And it's so funny because the guy said, you told me that, but I never believed you. And I said, why would you believe me? And he says, because it was Michael Jackson. I just assumed that he did it himself. So it's one of those stories that, you never mention, you never say anything about, but he was so grateful to this day for me designing and working with him in those clothes and what he did. And he established that look that we all like, that military look, with all the shinies and rhinestones and bugle beads. And no one ever knew that that's how that all developed, actually.
And I was thinking last night that the headband that you used to wear also inspired another well-known lady that wore headbands. Jackie Stallone wore headbands.
Yes, Jackie Stallone. She was a friend, and she was a friend of the family. She's friends with my mother. They were in a group for a short while. My mother's just very shy. And they were in a group called Mother. You remember this? The Silver Box? It was Jackie Stallone. It was Farrah Fawcett's mother. It was Al Pacino's mother. And they were called a Silver Box. And Mother just couldn't deal with it. She was just like, that's too much for me. It was, because Mother is very shy, and it did last long with Mother. It's like, but Jackie held on to it, and she says, I want to be like you, and I would always see her in New York when I moved to New York, and she would always have on the headband, and it was so wonderful and so beautiful, and she looked great in it, actually.
You inspired Jackie with that.
Yes.
And everyone know who Jackie Stallone is? Nice mom. As a performer, what's in your solo career, you have a special performance that you'll always remember?
Who said that? You're so right. He's so right. The Moulin Rouge is, I just love that show. I adore that show. You have no idea. I just love the clips and the glamour and the feathers. And if I had to do a show today, it would definitely be like that, the Moulin Rouge. You said do it? Very well.
How did that show come about?
The Moulin Rouge, how did it come about? That came about when I was in Paris, and I had a free day, and I went to see a show. And And the show that I went to see was in Moulin Rouge. And when I saw that show, I just watched it, and I loved it, and I watched it, and I loved it. And then I said, I would love to do that. I want to be that girl, and I want to do that. And guys, the next thing I knew, I had a meeting the following day with the owner of the show in Moulin Rouge. And he says, we would like for you to be the star of our show. And I said, okay, I will do it, because that's what I wanted. And it just happened so differently and easily and quickly that I was shocked at the same time. But I took that leap of faith and I jumped into it, and it was different. It was more than I was expecting, but I went through it because I had to learn French, and all these different things. But I truly enjoyed it, and I don't think I would change anything ever. It's such a beautiful show. I love the show.
The costumes were so magnificent. Did you have anything to do with the costumes for your segment?
I had absolutely nothing to do with the costumes, except for when it was the little dance part with me. That was me. But all the beautiful feathers and the gowns and everything. That was all them. And they have one of the top designers. I don't recall the name at the moment, but they have the top designers, and we were at fittings all day, every day basically, and in between that, rehearsals, and it was just such a lovely experience, and I loved it.
If you guys have an opportunity at all, it's because you explained to me that they allowed no video cameras there at the time. So however, there are still a couple bootleg videos on the internet. If you go to YouTube, Moulin Rouge, and Latoya Jackson. It's really magnificent. And we have a bootleg video I'll show you now of the performance.
Sorry?
Do you miss it? When you see that clip, do you miss performing it all on stage?
When I see that clip, I think of how wonderful it was working with those guys. They were absolutely, they were from all over the world, by the way. Everybody was from a different country, actually. And everybody spoke a different language. But we all got along, we knew what to do. His music is such a combination, and it brings unity to everybody. But when I see this, yes, I do listen. And I must say that what you saw there, the way I was dressed, that's the only input that I had as far as my attire. But all the other beautiful gowns that they had, that didn't come from me, that came from them. Yes.
I know as an admirer of your career that all of us in this room, including myself, would love to see you back on stage.
Oh.
We briefly spoke about this, and you said, "Oh my gosh, Dan, but what would I do? I don't know what I would do." I'm like, "Honey, you're the Cher of the Jackson family. You're just going to be dressed magnificently, and dancers are going to dance all around you."
Dance, sweet. He's being kind. He's being kind.
No, would you like to see Latoya like live? Jackson family is so surreal for me. I mean, there will never be another Jackson family in the history of our world. And we look at this family, such a remarkable family, such a family full of talent, and such a family that earned the right to perform and become famous in such an organic way. And it just will not happen ever again. And it's just remarkable sitting with you and sharing your stories with this audience. So thank you so much for being here as well.
I thank you for that applause, but I must say, and I have to give the credit to my lovely mother and my father, because they brought us into the world.
I know you often appear in a lot of TV movies as yourself and TV programs as yourself because the Jacksons became like this pop culture family and you became this pop culture figure. Did you enjoy appearing in movies, people writing Latoya Jackson into their scripts? Did you enjoy that part?
Did I enjoy it? It's very interesting because growing up, they were always asking me to do this movie or that movie or be a part of this or model or do this. And my mother, she was older and understanding, and she knew what was right and what was wrong, and she knew what was right for me, and she knew when someone she just had that instinct of knowing, I don't think this is good for my daughter. So she would say, I don't think this is good for you, but this is okay. And that's when I would do certain things. But yes, I did do a lot of TV shows, Fall Guy, and all these shows, and yes, and my mother was always with me. We did everything together, as I said earlier. So she was always right there with me. And I miss those days. I just miss those days where we were together every single day. I love it. Every day.
Is there when you watch TV, and we're glad Mother Jackson's here. Thank you for coming out. Thank you. Is there, when you look at the acting you've done in the past and when you look at TV and film today, is there any acting, any character you like to play when you look at TV today? Any project you like to work on?
When I look at TV today, it's very different from when it was back then, of course, as you well know. But again, as I go back, Dan, I will tell you that if I were to do something, it would be like a variety show, something that's elegant and beautiful and glitz and feathers and the whole bit. But no, there's nothing today because everything has changed. We're living in a different world. And I understand that everything grows and evolves and you must get with the times and entire bit, but I think that it's so important to send a positive message out to the world. And I think that we're falling on the scale of I don't want to use anything that's derogatory, but not in a positive sense. I think we're living in a world where there's so much hate, there's so much anger, there's so much division, and I think we need to bring togetherness and do something where everybody can enjoy a family time that's good times. That's why I love the show of the Masked Singer, because that's a family show. It's a wonderful show, and you can watch it with your mother, your grandmother, your children, and no one's offended by it. I think we need to bring something like that back together on television as well.
The last thing is, did you enjoy doing those two performances on there? I know you were on an international Masked Singer, and then you were on the American version as well, correct?
Yes, I've done it a few times actually. Yes, I've done it, a few times. Paris, Spain, Italy, America, Australia. Thank you for that, guys. Because I forget, when you're working so much, you forget exactly what you're doing. But that's one of my favorite shows, and I used to call my mother, we used to watch it together, and it's just because it's a fun family show, and you're not offended by it, and it's lovely and it's wonderful to guess who's under the mask, which of course, we get it wrong a lot. But however, it's fun.
And the rehearsal part, I know we spoke briefly last night about, because it's such a detailed rehearsal, because no one can know who you are. So you're like undercover even during rehearsals.
That show, yes, it's absolutely, it's a very strict show. and you're restricted from everything. The minute you leave the hotel, or even the minute you leave your house, you're covered. You're covered, and no one knows who you are, and the drivers don't know, no one knows who you are. You go into your trailer, everybody that's serving you, no one knows who you are, or why you're there, or what you're doing. They just know this is one of the singers at the talent. And it's very interesting because all the dancers are there, and they're busy trying to figure out, okay, she moves like this, she does like this, she must be this. And of course they get it all wrong. Yeah, they do.
I know you enjoy the Masked Singer performance. Is there another acting performance or TV appearance that you recall that you enjoyed?
That I enjoy.
Armed and famous.
Oh, you said Armed and Famous. Oh, you said you loved it? Oh, thank you.
Apprentice.
Oh, Counter-Strike, Apprentice. Counter-Strike was great. The Apprentice was really discouraging, I tell you. That was the show. I did that show. How did I do that show? I forgot now. I've forgotten how many times, but that was the show because I was kind of afraid of a person that was on the show. Believe it or not, when I was doing that show, I was afraid of a person that people laugh now, and I said, I'm afraid to do the show because of Lisa Rinna. She's going to be mean to me. And someone said to me, they said, are you kidding, Lisa Rinna? You need to be afraid of Star Jones and what's the girl's name? Nene. That's who you need to be afraid of. And I go, really? And they go, are you insane? And of course, they were absolutely right. Those girls, they tore me apart. They did. You guys, what you saw on television was nothing. They were after me every single day, all day long. And I was like, what do I do, guys? I don't get it. And they just felt that. Well, truthfully, I'll be honest with you, during the show, Trump would constantly say to me, Latoya, you and I don't know each other, right? And I would look at him like, Trump, we know each other very well. You used to fly me out your birthday, 3 days, three birthdays for you. And you wanted me to sing happy birthday to you. And he got dates and the whole bit. And I go, we don't know each other? He goes, no, I know your brother, but I don't know you, right, Latoya? And I would go, should I say yes? Or, and I was thinking in my head, this is me thinking, I'm thinking, am I going to win the show? So I'm supposed to say no? That's what I was thinking. And so I said, no, I don't know you. I don't know you. And he goes, that's right, we don't know each other, do we? And I kept saying no, 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 and no. And it's like, what's wrong with this man? Why is he lying like this? I just didn't get it. I didn't understand it. And it was driving me insane because I'm the one who introduced her to my brother. We were in New York and my brother was doing a concert in New York and Trump said, Latoya, I need to go backstage. It was Ivanka and Don Jr. And they wanted to meet my brother Michael. And Trump said, take me backstage to meet him. I go, Donald. Because I lived in his building, so he felt comfortable to do all this. And I said, Donald, I said, they're in prayer. We can't. He goes, please, please, please. So I went, and security opened the door, and they were all in the circle doing their prayer, getting ready to do the prayer. And I said, Mike, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking, how rude. Because they were all in the circle getting ready to pray to go on stage. And I go, he wants to meet you. He goes, who's he? I go, him, Donald Trump. He goes, who's Donald Trump? And I said, he's a developer in New York. And he goes, yeah? And I go, and his kids want to meet you. And Mike said, okay. And so he says, hi, how are you? And they all joined in the circle, and we did the prayer together, and it was lovely, and it was wonderful. And they went on stage, and we went back out to the audience. Yeah, and that's the story. But to this day, Donald says, I know him, but I don't know you. It was like, Donald, did you forget? I introduced you to this.
Outside of the public view, your family, when they're not in front of the camera, what's the most memorable gathering or time together that was most happy for you? Besides working together. Besides working together, time you can always enjoy having the family together.
Well, I think when we have family day, and that's not work, and we used to do it more often. We don't do it as much now because everybody lives in different places. Nobody lives in California except for my sister, myself, and my mother. However, the rest of the Indian family, they live in other parts of the country, and then some outside the country. However, Family Day was so important and so special that we spend the time together and we do whatever that person wanted to do on their family day, and that was such memorable times, and I love it. I just enjoy it.
I know you shared with me that you guys went camping. Can you share? And I always laugh at that because I'm thinking, wow, I can't imagine camping, which I'm not a fan of, but then if I did go camping and having the Jacksons next to me would be pretty cool. So who was the camper? How did that come about that one of your family items was camping?
My brother Toya, and he was an outdoorsman. He loved being outdoors, fishing, camping, all those things. And when his family day came around, I said, oh my God, this. And that's what it was. We went to Lake Havasu? Lake Havasu? And we went there. And we all went camping, and we had all these trailers and campers, and it was really a big circle, and it was just so lovely and so wonderful. And I envisioned glamping, and when I say that, I envision just being at a beautiful hotel, at a resort, and Tito wanted outdoors. He says, this is my day, it's going to be outdoors, we're going to do fishing, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, the bonfires, and the whole bit, and the cookouts, and we did that, and we played games with all the grandkids, because we always incorporate all the grandchildren and everything, and my mother always wants to do that, so we all play games together, and we boost them around, like, yay, what are you drawing? Well, that's great, you know what it is, and which we know, of course, to make them feel good, and we would do that, and make everyone feel wonderful, and the marshmallows and roasting doughs, and all those different things, but that was Tito's day, and that's what he wanted. And you want everybody's day to feel special for him. And that's what I did, even though it was so the antithesis of what I was. It was just, but I loved it, and I enjoyed it, and I love him for that, for making me reach out of my element. Yes.
I know you speak to your mom almost every day, and Reedy. Besides those two siblings, who else do you speak to on a regular basis?
My mother, of course, is foremost. Of course, I adore her, and I want her to be here forever and ever and ever. And also, I have to say, my brother Jermaine, I speak to a lot. He tells me a lot, and we talk, and we keep everything special with each other. And always speak, and it's always lovely because Jermaine he's in the Middle East, so it's totally different time zone, of course, but it's always lovely. I wouldn't change anything in the world for having a big family. I love a large family. I really love a large family.
We've often seen you linked romantically to no one. If you were to have a relationship, what type of person would you seek out? What kind of traits would that person have?
Why would you ask me that question? Because I don't know. I think that you're right. You've never romantically known. But however, I would say I just want someone to be honest. I don't wish to connect myself with anybody that's a kind person, because these people, they cling on to you and they come to you in disguise, and you must be careful. But I just want someone who's honest, who's loving, who's caring, and that's so important to me. And someone who's just genuine. Because it's so difficult in these days to find a person that's genuine, and it makes you fearful and frightful of people to be around them because you don't know if there's motive. So yes, genuine and honest.
We all deserve it, absolutely. You are working on a new project, a lifestyle brand, and you were able to give me some videos of that. We're going to take a look at this project that you're working on. Jackson lifestyle brand. It looks like you're going to get back. Absolutely. It looks like we're going to be wearing some of your clothing soon.
I hope so.
Can you tell us a little bit about how that came about? I know you like designing, so someone must have.
I've always loved designing, and it's always been a part of my life. And just looking at something, it's like I can make design this and do this, whatever. However, I got together with these guys in the Middle East actually, and we did a soft lunch in Qatar. And some people pronounce it Qatar, but Qatar, yes, and that's what you're seeing there. But we're going to do a lunch in December, but we're going to do it in Abu Dhabi, in Bahrain, Abu Dhabi, and then of course we're going to do it in Saudi Arabia as well. Yes.
What can we expect from that? Are we have clothing in their wear? Are we going to have shoes as well, perfume?
Guys, I have to tell you that we're going to have all types of clothing, of course. We have accessories, handbags, shoes, belts, whatever you name it. But I have to tell you that the men's line is so magnificent. You guys are going to love it. I love the men's line because as I told you when I was doing my brother a little bit, I just made sure that everything was just beautiful. And I just enjoy seeing men dressed with their shoes and their whole bed and just looking backwards and everything. So I gravitate towards that. But the ladies line is great too, girls. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But no, it's just wonderful. And I'm just so proud of it. And we're still working on it, of course, as we speak.
Be sure to bring all of it to the U.S. If not, be sure to post the links on where we can buy it online. We want to be part of that, absolutely.
Of course, absolutely.
A day in the life of Latoya, besides working on this lifestyle brand. You wake up, the sun rises, the alarm goes off. Is there an alarm that goes off, or you just awake?
No, there isn't. I never go to sleep. I'm lucky, guys, if I get 2 hours of sleep, but I never really sleep. And what I do is the minute that I say, okay, it's time for you to start your day, I meditate. And I think meditation is so important for all of us. A lot of us don't realize how important that is because when your day begins and it sounds, you set your day with meditation and you sit there and you sit there in silence. And you decide what you're going to do. But you also decide that you're going to make this day better than it was yesterday. And you're going to make the best of it.
How often during the week do you meet girlfriends? For example, Kathy Hilton. I know you're good friends with Kathy Hilton. So how often do you see Kathy?
Not as much as I'd like to. Because when you're busy and you're going your separate ways, but we talk all the time on the phone. And however, it's one of those situations where you want to do things, you want to go out, but your schedule doesn't allow it. However, I love Kathy. Kathy has been, my mother can tell you, she's been a friend since we were little kids. Kathy and her mother and her siblings, and I remember Kyle was just a little baby, and she would tap dance on our tabletop in the kitchen, and her mother would say, to my mother, Mother recalls this, Kathy's mother would say, this one got talent, meaning her daughter, Kyle, look her, tap dance, get on the table and tap dance. And she would get on the table, she would tap dance, and of course my mother would say nothing because she was used to us. So she would say, interesting, that's nice. She would say that, and she goes, she's going to be a big star. Which of course she's wonderful doing reality television. But and then she would say, but Janet, she's too shy, she's not going to work. And look where Jan is today.
So Kathy brings you up and says, Latoya, let's get together. What would happen? Where would you guys hang out at? Where would you meet Kathy at?
Usually, and I have to be honest, when I go to Kathy's house, I have to say, when I go to Kathy's house, it's like I can never leave. When I go there, it's like, Kathy, I'm tired. It's 5 in the morning. But honey, let's go to breakfast. It's just like, Kathy, I've been here since 7 at night. And she keeps going on, and everybody, all the guests are left, and they leave. And then she goes, okay, let me use the pajamas. And I go, Kathy, no. And so now I've learned when I go, bring some pajamas, and just bring some socks, because I always like to make sure everything is neat and clean. And so she's just like, you're staying. I go, Kathy, I gotta go. I have to go. And she goes, honey, you're staying longer. And then she goes, we're gonna go have breakfast. And then I go, Kathy, I'm not doing breakfast, but it's such a great relationship where we've known each other for years. And it's like, I don't know how to explain it. You could not speak to someone in probably 3 or 4 weeks, but it's like you spoke to them yesterday. And that's the kind of relationship we have. And she'll just call me and start talking as if we left off yesterday. And it's the most amazing, wonderful thing because we know each other for so long. And being in school together, and I recall when we used to be in school, and Mike and I used to say, Kathy, do the work. Because she would never do her homework. She would never do the schoolwork. She was always at her, she's going to kill me for saying this, I'm sure. She was always at her desk singing Benny and the Jets. Singing Benny and the Jets. And Mike would say, Kathy, will you shut up? Stop it. And she would keep singing this song constantly because she loved it, Benny and the Jets. And she was constantly singing the song. And she would come over and say, that and We Are Family. She loved that song, We Are Family. She sings it to this day no matter what. But Kathy, please don't sing that song.
If you went out to the club, would you pick her up? Would Kathy pick you up, or would you try to pick Kathy up?
Well, we didn't go to clubs.
I know, I'm saying if.
Oh.
If.
Oh, okay. No, I first of all, I don't like to drive. My mother would always drive me everywhere. I didn't like to drive, and I still don't like to drive for some odd reason. I'm very strange when it comes to that. However, I will say that no, if we went to a club, we would probably let me think. Well, every day when we were going to court, she and Rick would pick me up, and then they would drive me to court. So I think Kathy would probably do it, because Kathy doesn't mind driving. She doesn't mind driving.
I asked that question because when I first met Latoya, we picked her, her manager and I picked her up, and he said, how's everything today? She said, well, my car's broken. And Tom said, well, when did you last drive that car? And she said, I don't know. And then he said, those type of cars have to be driven at least once a week. But yeah, if you recall that, talking about your car, that's why I asked how often you drive.
You remind me of that, and I don't. And as a matter of fact, I didn't pass a smog test that I was passing. And I went there, and I said, okay, you told me to drive, and I did. And he said, drive up and through Marcus. And of course I did, and I had something drive it, and I brought it back, and I'm all happy. First of all, I thought I was going to pass the swab test because it didn't. And then I come back again, third time, the fourth time, and I said, did I pass it? He goes, no, you didn't. Go drive it 300 miles. And I said, what's wrong? So eventually, I called someone else, and they came and they picked the car up, and they said, you're going to pass the test this time. So I have the car, I have a Rolls Royce, and you have to drive it, and I don't drive. And I need to drive it more often. And because of that, for some reason, it wasn't passing the swab test. I don't know what, but yeah. And that's what happened with me.
I love that
It's like, silly cars, yes.
Latoya, thank you so much for putting up with my questions. So we're going to move on to we have a question from Ron Pia. I know Ron was here last night.
Yeah, Ronnie.
And Ron is asking, can you share with us a funny story about Bubbles? I know Bubbles is a big part of Michael's family, your family.
Bubbles, what story there's so many stories, guys, about Bubbles. Bubbles was he never ceased to amaze you. I have to begin by saying that. And Bubbles, geez, I can go on and on. Let's see. So, Mike knew who I was, and he knew what kind of person I was, and he would bring Bubbles into my room, and Bubbles would jump on the bed, and I was very particular. I didn't want anybody touching my bed. And Bubbles would jump on the bed as if it was a slinky or something, and just up and down. And then he would open my refrigerator, and he would get a soda, open it, and drink it. And then he'd run in my restroom, he'd take the toothbrush and start brushing his teeth on the bed. And that's what Bubbles did. Bubbles was like that. He was just one of those. He was like one of us in a sense. And growing up with the chef, they adored Bubbles. All the chefs adored Bubbles. And my mother would get upset because they would have Bubbles in their arms cooking. She says, you don't cook with an animal in your arm. It's not sanitary. But they said, oh, but he's so cute. And he would open the refrigerator and he would get Haagen-Dazs out. He would sit at the chair and he would scoop it and put it in a bowl. And then he'd sit there and eat it and rock back and forth and eat his Haagen-Dazs. But it was just, like I said, there's so many stories, even when the chef would take my brother's food to his room, and he would put it at the door, and Bubbles would just like look at it, and I go, what's wrong, Mike? He goes, he wants Tabasco, he's black. Yeah, he always wanted Tabasco.
Alfred had a deal? I'm sure butchering that. I apologize. Alfred, where are you, Alfred? There's a hand up right there. Alfred is asking, of all the albums you've recorded, what is your favorite song?
Alfred, what a question. I don't know, because I think that is probably something that you haven't heard. I think geez, where's Alfred? Why would you ask me that question? Why would you ask me that question? I don't have an answer to it. Yes, I think, yeah. You said shake your rump to the funk? I like that too. Thank you.
Of all the appearances, so Bobby Gonzalez, where are you, Bobby? There's Bobby over there. Of all your appearances worldwide, what is your most memorable and enthusiastic reception in what country or city?
I think, well, I love entertaining for the soldiers, of course. That's always great reception because they're so happy to see Americans and people supporting them. But I have to say it's in Moulin Rouge. I really have to say that. I just adore that show. I adored it so much, guys. And yes, of course, that's what it was.
Elena Abakova. Woo. Elena, there the hands. All right, Elena asks, back when fame was earned, as the Jackson family did, now in today's famous people, it's very algorithmic. What do you think were the unwritten rules of show business in the Jackson era?
I think back then, years ago, during those times that we loved music. And music was really substantial in our life, and it was at the heart and the gut of music. I think today is quite different because we have a lot of entertainers, and I think it's wonderful, don't get me wrong. We have a lot of entertainers that, because of social media, they are known because of that. And we didn't have that back then. You had to be known for your art, for your craft, and for what you did. And so
Constantinos. I know you're right there. He would like to know if there's any unique story, special story. I'm sure there's many stories you can share from Studio 54.
Studio 54. So interesting. That was an interesting era, to be quite frank with you. And Mike and I, when we lived in New York, we were so young and so naive, and we didn't know much about that life or whatever. And it was very interesting because everybody was, I recall that everybody would just stay up all night and dance and dance and dance. And I said to Mike, everybody has these necklaces around their neck. They keep smelling them. I don't know. And they did. They kept smelling their necklaces. And I didn't understand it. And it was just interesting because they were very, very protective of the two of us. I can't remember what's the owner of I can't think of his name now. Steve, there you go. Yes, of course. That was his name. He was very protective, and he would take us in the back and make sure that we weren't around too many people. And the thing is that what I recall the most is that when you're there and you're up and everybody's just like, do they ever sleep? So we with Liza Minnelli, we would go to Liza's house, and she goes, we're going to have breakfast, and we would have breakfast at Liza's house. After being there, like, aren't you guys tired? Mike and I were just like, we're so tired. And she goes, no, we're going to have eggs and bacon and all that. So I remember that. Liza was so sweet and so caring and so loving and so nice.
And we have a question from Dr. Deborah Castine. Deborah?
Yeah. Hi, Deborah, wherever you are. By the way, guys, I can't see you. Right here.
Deborah asks,
Hi.
Deborah's question is, there are so many health-related charities that people can support. What charities are you involved in?
I'm involved in quite a bit of charities, actually, and I always think it's important to support charities for women who have been abused and men who have been abused. And of course, I support a lot of the AIDS charities, and I think it's so important, AIDS for LA, in the entire bit. But I'm also involved in my nephew, Prince. He has a charity in Los Angeles, and I'm one of the ambassadors on that. So it's just so, I think he's doing a fabulous job with it. So I'm very proud of him.
From Perry Cooper. Where's Perry? Perry Cooper. There. He's wondering if we can expect any more reality shows in the future.
You guys are funny. She's laughing. It's funny because I've been offered to do different shows, but it's with an ensemble. And I have to be honest, doing a reality show with an ensemble, that's just not who I am. And I don't, because it leads into something quite different, guys, as you all know. It's the bickering and the fighting, and that's not my makeup. That's not who my mother raised me to be. That's not who I am. And I love to get along with people, and I love unity. And they love to see the fights go on, and this is what people watch it for. And I'm not going to give you good TV because I'm not going to fight. I promise you, I won't do it.
That's why you enjoy doing, I know you're friends with RuPaul, you enjoy doing Drag Race?
I do. RuPaul is so sweet. We've been friends for ages. And I adore RuPaul. You have no idea. What a lovely person. And I think RuPaul has made a mark, and he's made us stand, and he's given people the freedom to speak out what they believe in, what they want, and feel comfortable with it. So I'm very proud of RuPaul for that.
Yes! Thank you all so much for your questions. I have the final question I'd like to ask you, Latoya. In 100 years from now, how would you like the Jackson family to be remembered?
How would I like the Jackson family to be remembered 100 years from now? I think that the family has made a staple in music, in the world, into the world. And I feel that my brothers, I have to reflect back on them. Their music has been so different and so rewarding. And when I say rewarding, I say it in the sense that it's pure music, it's good music, it's good energy, it's not offensive. And I think that stems from my parents too, the way we were raised. But this is their music, and this music, I think, can last forever. It will be legendary. And it stems from even my brother Michael, who moved on. And I will tell you that I always believed that he was far, far, far beyond his time. And what he spoke about then is what we're going through to this very day. Peace, love, the earth, making changes, protecting our earth. He did this many, many, many years ago, and this is what we're facing today. And so when I think about the Earth Song, I think about all these different things and the songs that he sings, and just looking in the mirror, taking a look at yourself and making that change. Make yourself a better person, a better version of yourself. Be better than you were yesterday. All these things are so important. I want that legacy to live on and say, I made a staple in life. And that was interesting. And we can take this blueprint from them and make something even more special out of it. So use that as an example to make the world even better.
You are a remarkable lady. Thank you, Latoya. Thank you all for being here this evening. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you for I love you. Thank you.
Once again, please put your hands together for Miss Latoya Jackson. She's going to conquer her nose, and then we'll begin the meet and greet. Thank you all very much for being here.
Yeah. Could you hold this? Wait. Be careful, we're on live.
Oh,
I just want to hand it to her. Just like that.
okay.
Just kind of just gotta hold it like that.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just shaking.
That's all right, I know. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Wow. I don't know if the camera got it. I gave them to Rebe to give to her mother, so she has them. we're gonna go backstage. I don't think she's gonna be there by the time we get back, but that was nice. Long. Hang on. I don't know what more you can ask for, right? That's pretty. Look at the VIP line. It's probably going to be. It was about an hour and a half last night. I'm going to kind of wait to the end just because it's so quick, and I wanted to see. Oh, you saw it? Oh, good. Okay. I mean, I wanted to, last night I showed her when we sang "Bubbles Your Birthday." So tonight, Crystal, I'd love for her to hear your song. It's kind of been a long night, so I don't know how long we can. I don't know how long we can go.
Can I take your pictures that I love?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
always with one goal in heart and mind, and that is to immortalize you and pay homage to all the wonderful people at the center of Great Apes. Thankful for all the hard work and the dedication. I hope we are all making you proud, and I hope we make you happy. Here's a little song that I created for you for your big day. Love, Crystal.
Hey, Bubs. Nice to see you, buddy.
We dance beneath the spotlight, held in Michael's gentle hand. From Neverland to distant shores, you journey through the land. A friend, a soul, a shining spark, the world has come to know. Now 42 and full of grace, you still that special glow.
Thank you everyone for being here. Transition over to the So those of you who have artist circle and VIP wristbands, we're doing the meeting these. You can see the queue, the line on the show. Right now, Latoya is taking a moment to power off and say goodbye to Coleman, and then we'll get started. So thanks for your patience. In the meantime, the bar is open. If you want to go over to the bar, you're welcome to. That's a above the release can help you with that. Also, we have some fantastic shows from the Latoya Jazz Club. If you're looking to see the season pass they can go along, we have Jennifer Hall coming out here in September. And many other artists coming to the Latoya Jazz Club. You can get tickets at LatoyaJazzClub.com and at LatoyaJazzClub.com.
That song still gets to me. So they just made an announcement. Latoya was saying goodbye to her family. So I'm sure Mr. Jackson is gone. Someone asked what the card said. This is from our friend Antoinette, her and Crystal, and so this is what I wrote. So on the bottom I signed it from Jackson fans all around the world. Thank you, we love you more, in quotations, and I put a heart. So hopefully, you know, Rebe gives it to her. I'll tell Latoya that we found the gardenias. So yeah, I don't know how much time. She probably can't watch the whole video, but I have her manager's contact information, so I'll send him the whole video, and he'll, you know, he can send it to her. I just want to show her real quick. It's been a long night and everything. And look, the line hasn't even. It's the same as last night. It is just. So yeah, that was that. Great story about Bubbles, right? Oh my gosh, yeah. I didn't, I never heard. I mean, I knew we liked Tabasco sauce, but yeah, and she has so many stories. So I would love go look. You have to dream, right? Going forward, like how amazing would it be to get her back down there? Toya returns, to see Bubbles, and if I'm able to be there and film it, like that would be amazing. Yeah, I sent a message to Patty. I sent her the yeah. Hang on a second, you guys. Wait a minute, what am I doing? Taking you? You gonna go on the stage? Hang on, I gotta take. Oh, all right. Well, I gotta do one at a time. I don't know. These girls asked me to take their picture. Hey, wait. Hold on. Wait. Hang on. The camera went away. Hang on, you guys. I gotta. Okay. Ready? In honor of Lenny. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Is it the thing in the middle? See if I got.
Yeah, you did it.
We got it?
I can't even see. The light.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Ladies, I'm sorry. I need you to be off the stage. Okay? This is a liability. You need to be off the stage. Okay?
I'm sorry. They just asked me to take it.
What time did you stay here last night?
Hour and a half.
Like, what time did you leave?
10 to 12. Sorry. Here's another phone over here. Here's the second phone. Okay, no problem. I don't know what that was. The connection's not good? Yeah, look, everyone has their phones out. Yeah, Bets, yeah. Yeah, we both got our questions. That was nice. Yeah, I was not, I didn't know what story she was going to say. How funny was that? I mean, yeah. So I sent this to Patty. So I mean, it would really be great, right? To get her down there. That would be okay. You're welcome. That would be. Yeah, I was not. There's no way I was expecting that answer, Bet. No way. I never heard that story ever. But she has a million. Like, how cool would it be to interview her, like, just on Bubbles? Like, we get an hour of just Bubble stories. Like, oh my gosh. Just thinking about it, right? Like, and you can visualize the story, right? You could see him sitting outside the door. You could see him getting the Haagen-Dazs. I mean, he was part of the family. And she talks fondly about him, right? So, you can tell. And that was really Michael's first child, guys. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but Michael thought of him that way. Bubbles was a companion on the road. He was. When he had a rough day, Michael would come home to his animals, right? And it was, so, Bubbles always has a special place. And just to get to know him has, been amazing. And to be able to do the statue with all that stuff and his birthday parties and the gifts and, the access, that she gives us Looks like, yeah, Bill will love that story. Yeah, the Tabasco. Yeah. So the line is not moving. It's the same as last night. It's the same as last night. There's Gloria. John Muto. John Muto was sitting next to me from Hill LA. If you guys go back in the chat from earlier at the beginning, he was telling what's happening there. They have some exciting things, Hill LA. I know Betsy's going to be there. I think it was June 21st and August 31st. I think. Don't hold me on that. One was a couple days before June 25th, and then I think he said August 31st falls on a Sunday this year. So let me see how much battery I have. 36%. All right, hold on. I came prepared. I got the charger. So let me kind of hang on. Let me kind of recharge. June 21st and August 31st. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, but hang on a second. Let me just kind of, because it might be at least another hour if you guys want to hang on. I'm gonna nope. Hang on. Might be the other side. Nope. Good old battery. Okay, there we go. Alright, hold on. I gotta. Alright, there we go. So, yeah, wow. Here's what the merchandise looks like. I'll kind of go back there when we can, but the line's just too big. I mean, what an amazing, what a down to earth, honest, sincere, funny, humble. I mean, you know. Granted, so for those that weren't with us earlier. This is kind of how the day started. So she was watching Bubbles there from last night. So when she announced that Mrs. Jackson was going to be here tonight, I just asked her, I says, what kind of flowers does your mother like? And she says, well, she likes gardenias, but they're very hard to find and they're very seasonal. So this morning at 9 o'clock, I started calling all the florists in the area, and I kind of get the same answer. They're special order. We have to have them. They're not in season. Blah blah blah. So I went to a nursery, and this is actually a plant. You can't see, but this is like a potted plant. So I took them, and I took a picture, and I had the florist on FaceTime with me. The girl that does our flowers for Michael. So she said, all right, get there. I am with my shoe. She said, all right, get that one. Because it had like the 10 flowers. They weren't fully in bloom. Like, see, like this one here, they're bigger, but there was only like 3 or 4. So she said, get these. You know what? I don't know if I even took a picture of it. I don't know if I took a picture of it. That was Michael today. You know what? I didn't even take a picture of the flowers. Unbelievable. But that was how it started. So she made it into a nice bouquet. I figured Mrs. Jackson was going to be, it would have been, I don't know if she was going to hold them the whole night. Excuse me. So she was in the wheelchair. So fortunately, I got to look back. I mean, I don't know if I could look at my video. No, I probably can't. So crazy, YouTube instead of, Facebook. But if you guys think we got it. So this was Gloria. She was the one that that got it for us. But the line is still the way it was. Say hi, Gloria. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate it. So she held them, and Oh yeah. Okay, Bets. That's all right. Yeah. Right. I forgot. I showed him earlier. Yeah.
I'm tempted to sit down with you.
You're what?
I'm tempted to sit down with you until the end.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Here's where you feel.
All right. All right. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Yeah. So that's how the flower started. So gardenias were her favorite. They're just not in season. And I was trying to get different colors. It seems that white is the most common color, but they had, you know, a lot of it, even at the nursery, they said they're not blooming. It takes time for them to bloom. So we did the best we could. We had less than 24 hours to do it. So at least we got to hand it to her. It was a nice card. Hopefully he gets to see it. But I mean, to see her there was, and you know, Saida, thank you, sir. I know you don't want to be on camera, so it's like,
You can say hello.
You want to say hello? That's
Hi,
nice.
guys.
In the house.
Amazing.
Back-to-back
Latoya was
nights.
amazing.
Yeah, we all got our question answered, right? How nice was that?
She was amazing.
Betsy too got her question yesterday.
And I
You got
it
yours,
today.
and I got mine with
Yeah.
bubbles.
Yeah.
So it was beautiful. You already got online?
No.
Oh, okay.
Check what's up.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Isaiah. Yeah. You know, a lot of people don't want to be on camera. I get it. So, but it was a great event. If she ever comes to a town near you, I highly recommend it. She is, you know, you hear Michael in her. When we go back there, I don't know if I could have the camera on. I'll try. What else? Does anybody have anything? Got a little while. Barry Gordy's son, Kerry, was here last night. Saida was here tonight. Reby was here tonight. Mr. Jackson was here tonight. John Muto from PLLA. There's probably more people. I didn't get to see everybody. Fortunately, we got the password tonight, so the connections. I hope the picture's good. I don't know. When I see it, it looks good, but I heard some people say it was, you know, not so great. That I can't really control. It's kind of a low ceiling, as you can see, but the reception held up. A lot of people came up to me, said, you know, they follow us on YouTube and Facebook, so, you know, that's nice. So no other gardenias? Okay. All right, Bets. Yeah. I mean, now that we know, we'll already prepare for the next time. Colorful gardenias. Yeah. So, but here's something funny, right? So, you know me, I was up all night, right? So I Googled this. Right? Katherine Jackson. Right? So I get this, and look what pops up. That's us. That's us from last year, and Gary. And then if you keep going, look what else. That's what we did for her and Gary with the yellow roses and the red roses, and those flowers. It's on my video from. If you go back to May 4th, I guess it was it last year? I really was I in Gary last year. Anybody? Vincent Patterson, Jackie. I think it was last year. Last year, May 4th, because it's Mrs. Jackson's birthday and Jackie's birthday are the same day, and Vincent Patterson's the same day. So we did those flowers, and those flowers actually got inside to Mrs. Jackson's house at 2300 Jackson Street. So we know that she saw them and she saw the poster. So that's good stuff. You know, now I'm thinking we wanted to do that coffee book a couple years ago with the pictures and everything. So now maybe we could work on it. I know, calm down, Crystal. Another project, another new project. Jackie Wilson's daughter. Oh my God. Yeah, you see, there's people, and you don't really know who's here, and you don't want to go up to people. Saida was there with her husband, Eric, nice guy, and I thanked her for. She recommended the girl that's gonna. I'm actually going tomorrow for the. Saida likes to knit a lot. So when I went to convention, I actually spoke to her and I said, "Hey, I got a crazy question." She goes, "Uh-oh." I said, "Can you make this?" She said, "I can't make it, but I work with a girl in Los Angeles who she's actually making Saida something." She told me. So the lady's going to make me this. I can't find it anywhere. It's very hard pattern. I asked Michael Bush. This was a little before Michael Bush. This was like 83, 84, and Michael Bush started 85. So Saida gave me the hookup, and I called the lady. I go, "Yeah, is this so and so?" Saida Garrett recommended. She goes, "Oh yes, I love Saida." Blah blah blah. So, yeah. So if the biopic ever comes out, and God willing, I'm around to go, I think I'm gonna wear that. It's kind of a cool outfit. You don't see it. You don't see him. I guess I gotta wear the hat. I could do the hair part. We'll have to work on the suspenders. But yeah. So. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Can I sit here or no? Gotta get up.
No, you can just stay like over there.
Back there.
Just
Okay.
need to clean the table.
Okay.
That's the only thing.
No problem. Thank you. Yeah. So she gave me the hookup. So I went over to thank you. She goes, "Oh, I remember. So it was really nice. They were playing Man in the Mirror before it started, and to know the writer of the song, and she was sitting right across from Mrs. Jackson. Gloria's still right here. The line has not really moved 1 inch. So she's probably saying goodbye to the family. So Rebu was there for those just tuning in. And gave her the flowers, so that was good. And now hopefully I don't know how long. I might get her like 45 seconds. So I just wanted to see the statue, and I'll send the manager everything. And just great stories about Bubbles. I was not expecting. I was happy that he even took the question. He actually hooked me up last night. I met him. Really nice guy, and we talked with her manager in Germany too. Really nice guy. All the people are good people. So I probably should have brought flowers for Latoya, right? But yeah, we are not moving. Gloria's still right there, right where we started. Yeah, let's see, maybe I can, I don't know if I could take a little stroll to the bar. Hang on, they're kind of cleaning up here. That's what the line looks like. Latoya's behind here. Oh, Crystal wanted a picture, right? Hold on. No, she hasn't seen the bubble statue yet. That's what I plan on showing her tonight. Hang on 1 second. Hang on, I gotta put the phone down 1 second. Be right back. Okay. Tater.
Hi there.
Hi. Crystal, you want this one or this one? Let's call this one the white one and this one the other one. Please have it signed. Okay, but which one? The white one. Okay.
We're card only.
Oh, card only? Yeah.
1098.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good. All set to
Okay, okay. Just take it?
Yeah,
okay.
It's all yours.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, enjoy.
Okay. All right, so hopefully she has something to sign it with. Look at the line, you guys. Oh my God. Hey, I'm gonna linger in the back here. There's like 100-something people. Really, it really hasn't moved. Now there's nowhere to sit, so it is just. We are literally in the back. Crystal, don't worry. It really doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Let me just sit back here. Okay, we're back. Line is huge. It's the same as last night. She takes her time with everybody. So I'm gonna try to be last. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me see the battery. 43%. All right, we're charging, so it should be okay. What else? We're here at the Catalina Jazz Club. If you ever get the chance, they have they have different acts. They do this. It's a beautiful place. It's clean. It's nice. These are all the VIPs. You had to have a certain color wristband. Camera pull. That's the hostess. She's really nice. Tomorrow, I think tomorrow we're just gonna maybe hang out at Forest Lawn. I have to go get measured for the sweater, but then we're just gonna hang out at Forest Lawn. I'll get some flowers. Back to Vegas, and I'm back on Thursday. I'll be back out here. We're doing a Smokey Robinson concert, helping Lenny do the merchandise in Modesto, California. So that's Friday the 13th. I'll probably stay maybe a day or two, and then back to Vegas, and then back to next week, June 25th, Forest Lawn. We have the Dove release, our flowers. We'll see what else is going on. We'll try to organize, maybe sing a couple songs in the group outside Michael's window. Pork Chop will be there. John, everybody. 226, a moment of silence. And then I'm on in the UK. The Jacksons. No, the Summer of Chow is no, Wendy. I head to the UK probably July 3rd. We'll be there. Jackson's first show is July 5th. And it looks like I spoke to Matt Fidesz today. He was one of Michael's really friends, but you'll know him as a bodyguard. He used to hold the umbrella. That's the guy that's what he's kind of known at. But he's really outspoken. He was a friend of the Jacksons, friends with Tito, and we're going to hook up and maybe do an interview there. So I think I'm going to stay in Europe somehow. So we have shows on the 5th, the 19th, and the 31st in UK, the 24th and 25th in Amsterdam, August 2nd in Estonia, August 8th back in the United States. There's a golf course in Iowa, an outside event, Jefferson Starship also. And then August 10th, we're Englewood, New Jersey, right outside New York. Jackson's in concert. Our buddy little MJ and his mom's going to be there. I'm really looking forward to seeing him. And then we have a Jackson cruise December 2nd through the 9th. Phoenix, that was, Chandler, Arizona, outside of Phoenix, that was scheduled for June 20th, got rescheduled to November 7th. So we'll be there, and then they're talking about adding a couple more shows. So we'll get our Jackson stuff in there, and then I think I'm going to be doing something in September and October. It's not official yet, but it's kind of, I'll just give a little tease. Has to do with El DeBarge. And there's a whole Jackson DeBarge connection. So I'm really looking forward to that too. So yeah, the summer of Chow. I am Chow free. I think Wendy, June 25th. As far as the Jackson, the August stuff, I haven't heard anything yet. Wendy's usually on top of that. What else? Ron's World Tour. Yeah, it's going to be, look, I've never been to the UK. So we're going to be doing the merchandise with Lenny. And I'm going to go to the O2 Arena, which I had tickets for the first 3 shows of This Is It. And obviously we never made it there. So it'll be a little emotional to see that. No, the summer of Chow. No. I am May free. I am June free, except one day. July is beautiful. August, maybe 1 or 2 days. It's really September we're free. So yeah, a little. Let's see, update here. Let me see. You know, you want to know what else? You want to know what else is really nice? People will wait an hour and a half. People will stand in line in here an hour and a half to meet her. That's pretty nice. I don't know how many artists get that, right? An hour and a half after a long show. So, you know, this is LA. What are they laughing at? Let me see. Summer Chow. Hi, Wendy. Thank you for helping me to meet Ron. MJ. Oh, hey, Neelam. Hey, everybody. The girls from Europe get their turn. The girls from Europe, yeah. Yeah. No, it'll be nice. Look, it's nice to meet, you know, the people from the group. Crystal, what do you want me to have for? I'm not going to say you can fly anytime. Don't get anything crazy, all right? They already think I'm nuts as it is. You know what's funny? I didn't have it. I really, you know, I hate to fly, and I really don't want to fly back and forth. Hey, here he is again.
Did you do the meet and greet?
No, I want to be last. Oh, you went already?
No, I'm last.
Oh, you're last? All right. Anything else you want to say?
Oh, yeah. Can I show the viewers something?
John Muta, hold on. Here. You want me to camera on you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it. Oh, no, sit down. You
go. Sit down.
Look.
Wait, we got to do it backwards. This is the guy who just told me I'm tech savvy. Yeah. What is that?
Catherine Jackson signed my baseball.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How'd you get that?
I had Siggy.
Oh,
that's
my
Betsy.
God.
Hey, Betsy.
Oh, my
Betsy.
God. That's
I gotta
beautiful.
get Latoya now. So, fun fact.
That's fun fact.
Everyone on a baseball by the Jackson family except for Randy. I'm about to get Latoya.
Really?
But I have Michael, Jermaine, Tito, Marlon, Jackie, Joseph, Catherine, Janet. Now I'm about to get Latoya. Now I just need Randy.
This goes back to your Dodger days, right? You were a Dodger. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Coming from the LA.
Oh, yeah.
From the Dodger organization.
Oh, yeah. Crystal Lee. Hello.
Crystal Lee from Belgium. So once again, John Muto Hill, LA, June 21st,
June 20th.
August 31st, popcorn night, movie night. What do we call it?
God bless Betsy.
God bless Betsy.
God
Yeah.
bless Betsy.
God bless Betsy.
I gotta tip Betsy. I'll text you the photos. But I'm gonna wait in line. I'll
Okay.
meet you there.
All right. Thank you, John. Wow. That's amazing. Wow. He's a good guy. He's a good guy, John. He does a lot of good stuff. You know, LLA. Wow. That's a collectible. Wow. Yeah, John is in the house. Listen, 99.999% of the people in the Jackson world are good people, and it starts with the matriarch. It starts from Mrs. Jackson, right? And it flows down to her kids and their nieces and their nephews. Hey, want to say hi? I just got a pat on the back, but I don't know if he wants to. If he wanted to say hi. That was Siggy, Jackie's son. I was just gonna say, too, how it flows down from generation to generation, and then it flows into the fans, right? And then their kids. You think of Elizabeth, right? And her mother and Elizabeth and her daughter and little Aubrey, like 5 generations of Jackson, Jackson fans, right? So it starts with the older, and then it comes down generation to generation. So the future of the family. Oh, that was a bad reception. Hold on. Can you sign the balls? Yeah, yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was funny. You know, the videos of Michael and Latoya, Neverland. That was, at Encino House. That was such a great era, right? He was right in that early to mid. Once again, the Bubbles years, I always say, like, if I had to pick a 5-year gap for me, for Michael, 83 to 88 was my favorite 5 years, say, from the 83, the Victory Tour into the Bad Tour. Like, for me, that was the peak as a fan. The night, when he won all the Grammys, that was my, if I had to pick one night, like, that'd have been my favorite night for him. But that like 5-year, 83 to 88, I really love the Encino years. You can see in his videos he was happy and singing and joking with Latoya, and it was I wish we could turn back the clock, but Latoya's so humble. I don't know if the camera, but you can see it in her eyes when she talks about missing those days, and she wishes she could go back to those days, and we all do, right? But she's a great speaker, a great representative of the family. Whatever she does in the future will have our support. She has the clothing line coming out, so that's good. I don't know who these people are. I don't know who that is. But this here's a nice little hangout. This is a really nice place. The food is reasonable. The sound system seems pretty good. Well, at least there is an end to the line. There is an end. So there's still about 100. I did, yeah, Bets, I did. Last night, yeah, I had the nachos and I had the fried calamari. Yeah. Tonight I had the brownie sundae. Oh, there she is. Mike Winfield, he was good. I thought he was really good. The last time we asked the Jacksons for an autograph, it was Tito with the guitar. For those that remember that story, and I was on the flight with him. No, yeah, it was his flight. I was on his flight from Las Vegas to Tampa, and I wasn't sure it was him. I texted his manager from the back of the plane. I said, "Is that Tito on the plane?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, okay." So I didn't bother him on the flight. I went as soon as the plane landed. I went running through the airport to go down to the baggage claim. He was in a wheelchair, but there was nothing wrong with him. But you get on the plane first, and you get off the plane first. So he was down there waiting, and I didn't know. I go, "Hey Tito, can I help you with your bags?" He goes, No, I don't have any bags. Everything got sent ahead, and his ride came, and he hopped up out of the wheelchair and went on to the show. He goes, "You coming to the show tonight?" I go, "Yeah, sure, of course." So when I saw him, Crystal bought one of the guitars, and during the meet and greet, I was towards the end, and I just said to him as a joke while he was signing, I said, you can fly with me anytime, like just as a joke. And unbeknownst to me, he wrote that to Crystal Lee, "You can fly anytime." I was thinking I wanted to say something to Jackie and Marlon, but I was holding the guitar, so I didn't really get to speak to them. I took the picture, and then the next day when we did a Facebook Live, and I opened up the guitar and I go, "What is this?" And it says, "To Crystal Lee." It was one of their grandmothers, right on the grandmother's side. The grandmother's name was, I think, Crystal Lee King, and it said, "To Crystal Lee, you can fly anytime." So, kind of a funny story. Yeah, just as a joke. And, one of the great memories of the families. Tonight is definitely the past 24 hours is definitely 24 hours to remember. Mrs. Jackson being here was amazing, and Saida, of course, added to it, and Latoya and the bubbles and everything. So definitely glad I came. She was here in Palm Springs in November. No, not in November. Yeah, in November, and I was down with Bubbles. It was the annual event to the members, and I can never miss Bubbles. So here's something I would go to. This. Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr. Wow. But yeah, look, the loss of Tito. The two concerts this year. Well, especially the last two last year was extremely emotional. But the first two this year, I kind of know the routine by heart, so I know where to put the camera, what songs next, who speaks when, and just at an instinct, kind of like, you sitting over there during enjoy yourself when it's Tito's line. Here they are again. Oh my God, it goes by so quick. When it's Tito's line, my camera automatically goes to the left, and he's not there. Michael's not there, and Jermaine and Randy aren't there. So Taro's going to be with his brothers in the UK, at least for the show on July 5th. I'm not sure about the other song, about the other leg. Hayden Easton will be there. The new guy, JP, I forgot his last name. Maybe we can talk to him. Why does it click so fast? Every time I switch it, it clicks. There we go. That's where we are. An evening with Latoya. 2 nights. It's been a great probably 28 hours, I guess, 30 hours when it's over. I would definitely come back again, see her again. You guys have anything? Wendy, Crystal, who else is out there? I saw MJ fangirl earlier. I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge it. The comments sometimes roll through. We got Maddox. Big Al was on earlier. I would love to talk to Siggy. That's one interview I definitely want to do. Siggy, I'm hoping to see him. Jackie's son, Brandy, Jackie's daughter. She was kind of running. She's like the tour manager for the day at these events, and she organized everything. She's so nice. They're all so nice. I mean, these guys. When you hear Marlon speak, every time he says how we don't take any of this for granted. Like nobody says that anymore. Nobody says that. These guys, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, 7 decades. Think about that. 7 decades. He goes, we don't take any of this for granted. Like, they're on top of the world. The Jacksons around the world, or the name just has the Jack. That's all you have to say. The Jacksons. Whether it's 2, 6, 9, the girls, the Jacksons' name will always be Jennifer Holliday. Wow, that could be. I don't know who that is. Anybody? We are waiting. There is an end to the line, at least. At least there is an end. So I'm gonna line the Bubbles video up kind of in the middle. We're not gonna have time for her to hear the whole thing. I just wanted to see the statue. Peter Brady. Wow, that. Oh, really? Was it really? Christopher Knight, right? Christopher Knight. I thought it looked like Ray Liotta, but he passed away. Let me see. You might be right, Bets. Oh, all right. No, you're not right. Steve Tyrell? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. All right, so. Oh, I was believing you. It was believable until they showed the name. How you doing, man?
Are you going back for a signing?
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
If I can get your name on this.
Ron, R-O-N. R-R-O-N. Last name P-I-A. But this is for a friend of mine. Her name will be Crystal Lee. C-H-R-Y-S-T-A-L-L-E-E. Thank you. Should have let her know my name. Instead, I got Crystal to work this darn thing. It's always Crystal Lee takes up my airtime. No, just. All right. So I'm gonna have to. I don't know where to start of it. I think it was a little clearer. Like I kind of want. Yes, see the Michael part. I'm gonna go to our YouTube video And, so then it'll roll right in video. Hold on, maybe that part. That. Yeah, but hold on. Let me. Okay. Yes. I think it's best. I think it's best to show the reveal. I can get up. Song for 2 years. Wait, I think it was right here. You know, if I get a minute, that's going to be great. Oh, I'm sorry. I think from right here. Yeah, all right. All right, I think right, maybe right here. 2815, 2815. Okay. All right, 2815. Hang on, you guys. We're kind of getting there. 54%. That should be good. All right, so I'm going to leave that there. That's for Crystal Lee. And is the connection still bad? I don't know if someone's gonna. I'm just gonna have the guy hold the camera, and I'll just ask him just to hold it. You probably won't hear me. Hey, Antoinette, thank you. Antoinette wrote that amazing thing. So I handed him to Rebe. I'm assuming somewhere in the car she'll get them. I wrote it on 2 cards. I put the 2 cards in there. I just added on the bottom, I didn't sign my name. I just put from Jackson fans around the world, we love you more, heart. So from all of us, it's from people that we don't even know, you know, but yeah. I wish everybody could be here one day. It's like 2 great stories about Bubbles. I'm so glad he chose, he chose my name. You can tell, like, look, we got 2 stories, right? Everything else is just 1 story. So you could tell the affection that she had for him, and Bubbles was a big part of the family there. And those were the great years. I don't know if it's a coincidence, the years he had Bubbles there. I mean, yeah. kind of, you know, kind of amazing, really, you know, to think about it. That you know, and thanks to Patty Reagan and our friends at the Center for Great Apes. Thanks to John Branca and the estate, we had to get approval from them. They still own Bubbles. They support Bubbles. John asked Patty asked John if he's okay. They were watching my videos without me knowing it. She said, he seems like he's okay. John left it up to them. And, you know, to get that access, you know, to Bubbles was like, yeah, I mean, we've had great, you know, so whether he spit water at me or handed me the thing or, you know, Sarah Andrew, his 40th birthday, when I flipped my car in a ditch in Okie, Kansas, on our way to see Bubbles with the birthday gift and the banners and the gifts and the poster. And she came to get me, and we made it there for his 40th birthday, and that led to his 41st and all the times in between that I get to go. So it's amazing how it, you know, how it happened. It was during COVID, and I kept calling them and, are you guys open? Are you guys open? And the Center for Great Apes was one of the last places in Florida to open during the pandemic because they can get sick. That's why she's always in a mask. Everyone's in a mask. They were one of the last, and a lot was open in Florida. They were really the only place that was shut down. I mean, Disney World was open, like everything was open, and they finally opened in time for his birthday, and then I had the car accident. And,
ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out tonight. We have a car in the parking lot that is blocking a bunch of other cars. If the white BMW license plate 98SL7119,
hold on a second, doing a message.
Could please just come and move their car.
Oh yeah, Betsy had two questions. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the cat story. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was
Yeah.
BMW white with the license
So
plate
yeah, so that was nice, but you know, amazing, right? That there's a statue of Bubbles, and it represents Michael too, and we got us next April, God willing. Bubbles 43, and we'll come up with something. It's gonna be hard to top that. It's gonna be hard to top that, but slowly moving, very slow moving. Hi, I had a great event. You did a great job. Thank you. That was one of the ladies in charge. I would definitely come back here. Bets, I really like this place. Now that I have the Wi-Fi password, the internet, the connection is much better than last time. So I got it set here. I'm gonna play it from that point right there. Hopefully, you know, she's been doing this all night for 2 nights. She's gonna go, oh no, you again? I'm gonna thank her for the Bubble stories, first of all. And then, you know, then just tell her, I'll tell her we're on YouTube Live and with Bubbles fans around the world. But I mean, to turn around and see Mrs. Jackson was, I can't wait to watch the replay of it. Wow. You know, just to be in her. I've been close a couple times. I didn't get to talk to her, but you know, that's okay. It's not about that. All right. Anybody have anything? Anybody have any? I guess tomorrow we'll do Forest Lawn. We'll do a little recap. Yeah, that's another epic. Yeah, look. I mean, you go to these things, right? You don't know what to expect. You know it's going to be. Listen, no matter what, it's like with Bubble. It's like with anything. The more you plan, that you can't really plan. That's what's great about live. That's what I really love about it. Is the unexpected. You don't know. You might not have a connection. The camera might fall. Anything can happen live. You know, great job by Dan asking the questions. There's Peter Brady again. Here's a story. Listen, it could be. Hey, Bets, if they said it was, I would have said, yeah, it is. All right. I'm sure Saida left. I would have liked to got her on camera, but Michael's energy is with you. Oh, listen, you feel it when you look in her eyes. You know, you see Michael, like you see Michael, and you know, like last night when, like she's looking at Bubbles, right, and I'm looking at her, and it was like, wow, you know. You feel Michael's when you're with Bubbles. I mean, I shouldn't say that. When you're with Jackie and Marlon and it's just like it's different. It's like different. When you look in Bubbles' eyes, like when you get to do this, right? Like. You wonder what he's thinking. You wonder what Bubbles is thinking. I mean, that's just like pure love, and you know, I don't even know what that word is. All right, so for me personally, to get to look in Bubbles' eyes, knowing that Bubbles looked in Michael's eyes, and Latoya looked in Bubbles' eyes, like. But look, you got to keep it together too, right? I mean, I can't have I can't be babbling on the thing. So there's a manager here. No thanks, you guys. Look, this is the least I can do. Here's the story. All right. We're actually making way. There's Isaiah. Once again, I'm gonna try to be last. Those eyes reflected. Yeah, look. I mean, Michael. You know, Bubbles went on tour with Michael. Bubbles was in Japan. Bubbles was at the press conference. I mean, he said when he has a hard day, he comes home to his animals and Louie the llama and Bubbles and Muscles, and you know, they gave him happiness, right? So for us to get I mean, come on, that's like off the charts for that to happen. Even just to be able to give him the access is, you know, is amazing. So all right, what time is it? 11:26. I got out at 11:48 last night. How are you at Heart Don't Lie? Yeah. Howard from Shalimar. We got to see them last Labor Day, Fool in Love. What a great event that was. The Jacksons were the opening act. Crazy, because we were in San Diego the night before. We had about 3 hours sleep. Had to drive 3 hours. I checked in at Pasadena like 4:30 in the morning. The alarm went off at 7:30. Had to meet, is way past my bedtime, yeah. Had to meet Wendy and Rosie and Philippa and Corey T, and we took a Uber to SoFi, and a long line. We got in maybe about 20 minutes before, ran to the front stage, got to see the Jacksons. Then it was group after group, Shalimar, Kool and the Gang, SOS Band, Lionel and Diana were late at night, Stevie B, Santana, Chic. Yeah, that was great. I wish they would have had that event again. All right. I'm trying to keep the phone right there, so I just go bam. Oh, that's right, Betsy. I forgot that. I forgot the Betsy Howard Hewitt connection. That's right. Yeah. Howard, Jeffrey Daniels, part of Shalimar, who had a lot to do with Michael and moonwalking and stuff like that. And Jody Watley, the original singer. There's a new singer now. You are privileged to be. Listen, I don't take it for. Listen, I kind of feel like Marlon that way. I know there's a lot of years. I get a lot of messages that are, you know, amazing, and I know that there's people that never get to come here. And no, we don't. Let me tell you what. Siggy was there. He tapped me on the shoulder, Antoinette. I don't know if he's going to be back there. He tapped me and then he ran. I would love to interview. Listen, if I ever do a podcast, Antoinette, one of the things we were talking about, like a real talk podcast where we could say whatever we wanted to say. Siggy would be my first guest. No joke. No joke. Siggy's real talk, and he says what's on his mind. And listen, tonight's not the night to talk about the trial, but next November, if it happens, and I plan on being out here every day, unless I'm in Zimbabwe selling shirts for Lenny, or something. He would be. I'd like 1 hour on a satellite where you could just say whatever you want to say, and there's no, we don't have to worry about censors or whatever, because there's a lot of things that have to be said on that. Once again, we're not going to do it tonight, but when this thing goes to trial, there's a lot of people that need to be called it. Siggy and Pork Chop, yeah, Chop might be a little more diplomatic. Siggy will let it rip, and yours truly, between the DS and that idiot out there in the UK, we can. All right. Anyway, save that, Antoinette. Save that. But yeah, that's he. Honest to God, would be my first guest. I would love to just not have to worry about what we say and just say how we feel. We're not lying. Instead of being politically correct, and all that stuff. But that's just something, something down the line. That would be the time for it. I mean, I'll be in the courthouse every day, and I'll take notes, and we'll tell you what really happened in there and what really was said. Poor Mr. Jackson that had to sit through that thing up there in Santa Barbara County. Listen to that crap. Anyway, all right, look, we're actually making progress. Hold on. We're actually making progress. So I'm going to wait maybe 10 minutes more. And that's where the Tabloid Junkie Money DS will be a feature song during November. We are going to let it rip. That's all we're going to say there. They just made an announcement. Only one item signed per. She's probably getting tired, the poor thing. One item to sign. All right, Crystal. I got the one item to sign. But all right, I'm gonna kind of walk on the line here. Let's see, the battery's good. To put this away, I'll have the second phone ready. She'll sign it. I'll give him the phone just to hold. I don't know if you'll be able to hear what we say. No bets, no comment on that. That's our secret. No spray paint needed. Thank you. So yeah, so this here's it. It was here. This is where Mr. Jackson is sitting right here, and this is where Saida was sitting right here, right there. So that was Saida, that was her husband Eric, and then Mr. Jackson was like right there. So that was kind of cool. All right, we're getting there. I'd say maybe she's right behind that. she's right behind that curtain there. I'm rare. I'm ready. He's right behind that curtain, so everybody's girls are kind of waiting to be at the end. So I gotta be last. But this here's the rest. This here's the place if you come. Once again, Saida here. I would definitely recommend this place. We're gonna come back again. It was great. Everybody's nice. This is the front thing right here. Upcoming acts they have. Really nice venue. I don't know if there's any souvenirs. Some of the people that have been. I think they said it seats 200. What does it seat? 250 people? What was the attendance about? Do we know? Over 200?
I'm sure that it was.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I think they're waiting for the end here. It's kind of a strategic thing. Everybody's trying to be last. So sometimes you gotta, what kind of happens with the Jacksons too. There's always someone kind of loops around, and I get it. Look, I don't have to be last. I just want to take a few extra seconds for her to, see that. I think the three girls are trying to be last. Yeah, Crystal, you would like it. It's a really nice venue. All right, I'd say maybe like 15 minutes, I guess, if you guys want to hang in there for the big finale. Amazing 28 hours, really. It's a beautiful place. I would recommend it. I'd recommend it to anybody coming. So. It's been a long night for her too. Look, she's been back there signing. I'm gonna let you guys watch the line. I think these three right here are waiting, so I got to be a little careful. So it's early in the morning in Europe. Good morning, Sunday morning. East Coast is probably asleep. Nice to meet you. Stay in touch.
I will.
Follow me on Facebook. Yeah, we'll come at the next event. Did you sign? Let me see. Beautiful. All right. Thanks again. That was the guy I just, he was the first one in line, and he was by himself. He goes, you want to sit with me? I'm right in the front. I go, yeah, sure. So, you meet all nice people here, really. Oh no, wait, I lost the video. Hold on. I gotta have this queued up. There it goes. Gotta have it right there. She's probably gonna say, not you again. I go, yeah, I'm back. So. I think these were the girls that were up front, right? They were sitting right here. Anybody have anything? Back. I keep hitting the wrong button. I'm sorry. My fingers are too big for the. I'm still learning this YouTube thing. We're still suspended on Facebook. I don't know how long. Just from going live. I can still post and everything, but for playing Michael's music. But you kind of have to be nice. Here's Gloria. Did you get anything? You leave? You want to say hi to people or no?
Oh,
You want to be shy?
How does this work?
You just say hi. This is
guys.
our friend
It's
Gloria.
your girl, Gloria Lopez Jackson, guys. How are you?
Miss
This
Jackson,
is
if you're
Latoya.
nasty. Her first name ain't baby. Gloria.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I just met Latoya. I met Siggy. We saw Katherine Jackson up close and Yashi Jackson and Baby Jackson. So,
Thank you. So it was Gloria was holding the camera. Everybody says we got the shot, so good.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I was
yeah.
trying to
I
make
think
sure
it
you
was
got
good.
the shots.
Yeah, and we got the site. Did you get the retake of the Saida picture?
The who?
Did you get
Yes,
a? Oh,
yes,
good.
yes,
All
yes.
right. Yeah.
You took one good picture.
One
I'm
out of
happy.
two. Hey, what did
At
I
least
do? I
one.
don't even. I was nervous too. She was looking at me. but-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, guys get
I
nervous
got
too.
nervous with Catherine.
Of course, of course.
I really wanted to meet her, but it was so
I know,
hard.
I know.
But I said hi, she said hi.
Oh.
So I met Catherine, she said hi to me, but I don't have a picture.
What else can you ask for, right? That's a good
She's
night.
95.
I know. That's a great night. They do so right. All right.
All right, guys.
All right. Thanks again, Gloria.
Yes,
We
I
appreciate
gotta
it.
go to work tomorrow and go to the gym before 4 in the morning.
You go, girl. Thank you again.
All right,
Bye.
Bye, Ron.
Looks
Take
like.
care. Be
All right.
safe.
Yes. Well, I'll see you at the next event. Are you
Yes.
coming up? Are you coming June 25th?
I think so. What's the
Well,
plan?
it's the 16 year. We're
Yes.
having a Dove release, and
It starts
we'll sing
what's,
some.
what's the time? 2?
Well, 2:26 is the moment of silence.
2:26.
1 o'clock in the back by Michael's. I'm going to be there all day,
Maybe I'm
but
gonna take a day off from work. What
all
day
right.
is that?
It's
I'm gonna look at
a.
my calendar.
I think it's a Thursday
It's a
this year.
Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday,
I'm gonna
yeah.
ask for the day off.
Take the day off. All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Ask her, I
We'll
couldn't.
see you then.
All
All right.
guys.
All right. Thanks again. Her fiance used to be the head of security at Forest Lawn. Actually, she met her husband at a Michael event, right at Forest Lawn. Think about that. So that was it. She's like a bodybuilder. She's like a champion bodybuilder. I don't know how she does it. I'm eating ice cream, and she's at the gym at 4 in the morning. All right, the line's moving. These three girls, I think, are waiting. They're waiting on me. I'm waiting on them. As the clock almost strikes 12. What time is it? 11:43. I was 11:48 yesterday. It's about the same. It's actually a little later. It's a waiting game. It's a waiting game. Listen, normally I wouldn't care, but just I really want her to see this. There's such a Bubbles connection, and look, everybody has their thing, right? They're probably just excited to meet her as I am. So, they got the pictures they want to sign. It's close to midnight, Bets, and something evil's lurking in the dark. See, so I met him, he met her. They became new friends. That's how it works, right? You meet somebody. What else? Anybody have anything? Anybody have anything? Want me to sing? Want me to dance? No, I can't dance. I can't sing. Yo, Mark Bevernakis. Right in time. One of the original, back when we started all that. It was Betsy, Mark. Was Wendy on the first? We interviewed Big Al Scanlon in our first Zoom, right? It was a Zoom? Was it a Zoom or YouTube? I think it was a Zoom. I had no clue what I was doing. Mark was tech savvy. Betsy knew a little. We had great questions. We each kind of took a turn. I got to show that one time. And I said that to Big Al many a time. If he was so nice, if that thing didn't go smoothly, I probably would have. That was the first time we ever did there's my kiss on, no kiss on the cheek. No, come on. I'm gonna be nice more. But yeah, but if that didn't go great, and Big Al gave us great stories about Neverland, and then Wendy said, why don't you start a group? I'll help you get it started. So our first group was Happy Michael Jackson Day. We were trying to get August 29th as Michael Jackson Day. Another project we got to work on. But that's how it led into that and that and that, and then the Jacksons and Tito and sound checks, and that now Lenny and Toya, Mr. Jackson, Pork Chop, all of you people, flowers, banners, posters, Statue of Bubbles. So yeah, it all started. If big, yeah, Betsy, yeah. Look, we weren't. There's a video of just me and Betsy. Right? I think we were just on our phone. I wasn't even on YouTube Live. It wasn't on Facebook Live. Yeah, so Big Al played a big part in just making it. He was so easy to talk to. There they go. All right, so it looks like we're last. I'm gonna wait. I don't want to abuse the time, just if we get 30 seconds, 45 seconds, if she asks any questions, I'll tell her. So I'm going to tell her I gave the flowers to Rebe. Thank you. We got the gardenias in white. We made a little bouquet. We gave them to Rebe. Hopefully she gave them to your mom. I wrote a little note, and then I'll show her Bubbles, and we'll thank her for an amazing 2 nights. I'm hearing 3, 2, 1 in the back. I'm hearing Lenny. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, bam. Sorry, sir. Thank you.
Do you want these flowers? The way they are right now, they're just going to die because they're stuck in foam. You want to take one home, take one home, put it in the vase for your wife? That would be the You won't give your wife some flowers? There you go, some free girl. All right.
There's the flowers for tonight.
Or if you'll take them to the back of my car.
They were beautiful. Signed Crystal's photo. Yeah. They asked the name.
Well, let's maybe talk about tonight.
So flowers while she's signing, and then, of course, that mob meeting place. No. This is a jazz. This is a nice jazz club. This is a nice jazz club.
I'm gonna just slide by you.
Sure, no problem.
We're both coming by.
I don't think Siggy's here. I'm sure he left with the family, but yeah. All right, we're getting close. I'd say maybe 20 people left. Hey, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, man.
Thank you.
Go live, man. Go Mike. Always.
Say hi. All right.
Always.
Thank you. Bye-bye. He follows me on Facebook and YouTube. Said I appreciate everything. It's little stuff like that. Right? That's why we do this stuff. I'm just a guy holding the camera. Honestly. It's about you guys. Long night for Latoya. We've been on 3 hours and 21 minutes. Oh my gosh, that's a one long video. We're at 50% battery, so we're good. I'm just gonna ask the guy to hold it. We have to get her out of Hard Right. Yeah, Antoinette. Yeah. I'd say maybe 15 people left. How about our little buddy? "42 years old." It's our responsibility to take care of him. That's how I look at it. We bring him our gifts. We bring him our fleece blankets, his mangoes, his pistachio nuts, his flavored water he loves, his painting supplies, his flat screen TV, his mangoes, his toys. I got him a big mirror. He can look at himself. Coconuts. Whatever he needs, whenever he's low on stuff, I told her, just let me know. All right, there's those girls again. I know Haagen-Dazs. Look, I would love to, but they won't let us do that. I mean, there's no way they're gonna let him have Haagen-Dazs. Not even Tabasco sauce. You know, he's on a strict diet. It would be funny though. I'll ask. I mean, I'll ask. Maybe a taste, like. All right, you know what? I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up. She might. All right. Gotta wait. I gotta wait till they clear. For those just tuning in, we're at the end of an evening with Latoya. It's the VIP meet and greet line that's been going on about. How long's it been going on, guys? At least an hour and a half. We're close. We've been on 3 hours and 24 minutes. So I logged on a little early. The comedian did about 15 minutes, so that's 3 hours. Latoya did about. We're on a good hour and a half. Yeah. Hang on, the wait. Yeah, I mean, Crystal, she's not going to watch the whole video. I'm going to tell her I'll send her manager the whole thing, and he can send it to her so she can watch it. You could tell the stories that she told about Bubbles, how she felt about him. She says, I have so many stories I can tell. Like he was really part of their family. Listen, he sat at the table. He sat at the table, knife and fork. He said his prayers. He cleaned. He dusted. He used a bathroom in Michael's bathroom. They taught him, that, and he said his prayers. He put on his pajamas at night. He just loved it on anything. He loved Tabasco on anything. That's Michael was the same way with the Tabasco. All right. We are getting close. I know. Well, listen. I just assume he remembers everything. I mean, hold on, I got to roll my sleeve up to get the armband. Okay. Toy. Yeah. We'll need a little help. She's tired. People are fanning themselves. Don't say turn the air off. Okay, hold on, you guys. I'm gonna go.
But yeah, she did mine. I only saw something like blue and red and stuff. But then she grabbed a silver. No, that's so good. I'm like, how big that is compared to mine.
Yeah. And like I can put it in a frame and all my MJ memorabilia right next to it. It's perfect.
I want to see you one day dressed as you, Rompia.
This is it. I've been wearing this for 40 years.
You every day dress like
I have nothing. I have no other clothes than
Are you
not.
serious?
Yeah, honestly.
And you DMV dress my pajamas.
No pajamas. No pajamas.
Your life?
So wait,
Yeah.
do you mean that you don't wear pajamas, or do
We don't
you-
wear pajamas. We don't wear pajamas. Come on, he was a fashion icon.
He is.
For me, it's 1984.
You're not a person that's like appreciate.
I'm me. There's
No,
no.
you're you. Not that I have a person that does the wrong thing, but
No,
I'm
I
just
know,
saying
I know.
You're.
We got to go to lunch or something.
Yes.
Go lunch or brunch.
I hope we can get away with this.
I know. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
What did you forget?
That's the other cover.
Hopefully they'll let me show her. She's really tired.
No, like, look, I believe it's like.
I don't know. It might be tricky.
One autograph, y'all. One autograph. Choose the one you want to get signed. Don't pull out a bunch. Yeah, baby. What you did, John? You did
Are we going together?
Oh, we're going together? Yeah, signatures last.
Yeah, they were more. My picture was pretty bad. And I was like, well, Bob and her looked great. I just looked like I was giant on the side. I was like,
Well, it wasn't even that. It was like all off. I mean, it was like that. Other people in the team.
I'm gonna get my face on point.
Let me see. See, here's the. See, look, well, they told me to back up to the table. No, I was like, I feel like she would like we should have like placed in front and placed behind. Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah.
I made it.
Yeah, you might keep the same Yeah, they were like, stand with yes. And I was like, okay, they're on your picture. They're like, yes.
have a jacket?
She was telling me, I didn't know she was that huge.
Yeah.
That's my kid.
Oh!
Soon.
Yes. I was like, this is why we do this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just hold it like that. You don't have to take a picture.
Okay. He said just hold it like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right there. Stand right there, please.
He doesn't have a photo. We're on Instagram Live.
Yeah, yeah. That's for a friend of mine.
No photo. No photo. No photo.
We gotta stop.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless.
Oh yeah. Oh, she talks about you. She talks.
And I took them off and gave them to her, and I went home barefoot.
Oh my God. All right. Thank you. It was a great 24 hours. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
The rest is just Matt's team, and then we're done.
See you at the next event.
Yes.
Take care. Bye. All right, you guys. It was playing the music, so we didn't.